tell you good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 915th edition of TSR Live. Your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small bleep energy. My wireless mouse is malfunctioning. Doesn't really matter. It is what it is. It is Wednesday, January 4th of 2023. It is good to have you guys in today. As always, we are multi-streaming live simultaneously to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, MGTOW.tv, Manosphere.tv, DLive, Rumble, Twitter, and of course, in crystal clear, high-resolution 4K. 2Sharp Stream, which is absolutely free on the App Store and the Google Play Store for iOS and Android. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Shout out to MLD, who is in the building. Shout out to MLD. Shout out to Modern Life Date. Actually, that's not... Sorry, guys. Hang on. The camera is supposed to be... There we are. There we go. There we go. Much better. The secret to looking good on the podcast is that you are in the middle of the screen. So shout out to MLD in the house. MLD and I will be on the Saucecast together. MLD and I are going to be in Miami at the very same time. So we're going to be on the Saucecast together. And we are also going to be on Fresh and Fit After Hours together. We have both been on Fresh and Fit After Hours on separate times, but this will be the first time that he and I will be on Fresh and Fit After Hours together, as well as Saucecast together. So MLD and I are going to be we're going to be wrecking shop here. We're going to go out there. We're going to shut down the city of Miami. Dr. B84 says he'll be in Miami next week. Very nice. So yeah. I will be there. When the hell is my flight? I will be there from Tuesday until I think Monday. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the dates are. I can check all that stuff later. But yes, MLD and I will be in Miami next week. a very, very, very special shout out goes to Pearl Davis, who just hit 1 million subscribers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pearl has hit 1 million subscribers. Her rise to prominence has been nothing short of spectacular. It has been, I mean, this is, I don't know. I don't want to say that this is unprecedented, her growth, but I got to tell you, it sure looks that way. It sure looks that way. It sure looks that way. Like, it really does seem that overnight, Pearl has hit 1 million subscribers. 1 million. That is incredible. That's incredible. That is incredible. Oh, sorry.
A woman never belongs to you.
You know what? I really need to fix that. There we are. There we are. So a special shout out and a congratulations to one Pearl Davis. She works her ass off. She does her very, very best. She has an excellent crew. She has an excellent crew behind her. Yeah, Desmond Montgomery in the chat says she almost hit it by the end of the year. She was just a few days off. Yeah, I was beginning to wonder if she was going to hit 1 million before 2022 was over, and she damn near did it. She damn near did it. Her growth, it's continuing. And so congratulations to Pearl. I have now been associated with, personally, with 3 podcasters who have hit 1 million subscribers. Of course, the late, great Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, and now Pearl Davis. So consider myself to be a proud pop. I'm also going to be doing some content with Pearl when I'm in Miami. She'll be down there as well. So it should be a very, very, very good time. Okay, so today we're going to do a little bit of a double header. We're going to do a little bit of a double header. I'm going to be reacting to the Vice. I'm going to be reacting to the Vice discussion about feminism. And suffice it to say, it turned into the Victim Olympics, just like I said in the title. Also, after that, I will be dissecting the Fresh and Fit After Hours, the latest in After Hours. And so let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get this party started. So this I'm told is an absolute bleep show. It's an absolute bleep show. This is what I'm told. Interestingly enough, the comments were turned off. The comments were turned off, y'all. I'd been looking through the comments. I always look through the comments of these videos just to kind of find out what the pulse of the crowd was. And overwhelmingly, nobody agreed with any of the feminists. Nobody agreed with any of the feminists, guys. Nobody agreed. In the comments, nobody agreed with the feminists. Apparently, there's another woman on the panel who goes by the name of Sydney somebody, whom they grouped in with Pearl. So I saw a bunch of comments that said, hey, Pearl and Sydney are the only ones that kept it all the way real. Everyone else is just kind of delusional. But it's very, very interesting. It's very interesting that Vice turned off the comments. The reason they turned off the comments is because the comments are negative. The comments are mostly negative towards the feminists and not Pearl and Sydney. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break this bad boy down.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers today? So we can pick
has
what
no
we want to
barriers?
pick.
Who doesn't have barriers?
Women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
We have
stopping
no
you? You can do
barriers.
whatever you want.
I can
you?
or you can?
What's stopping you?
Okay, so right off the bat, it looks like the pudgy one looks like Lena Dunham. The pudgy one looks like Lena Dunham. Call me crazy. I guess we'll see her on the next go round, but she looks like Lena Dunham to me. Yeah, she looks just like Lena Dunham. Yo, she looks just like Lena Dunham, y'all. Look at this.
I can or you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a Lena Dunham clone. I wouldn't be surprised if she were related. She looks just like her.
You can.
What's stopping you?
That's a good question. Yeah, she looks just like her.
Should we mark this bad boy at all? Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Liz Landers. I'm Vice News' chief.
Oh, whoa. Didn't see that coming.
Political correspondent.
Oh my God, dude. That woman is...
And we are here
Dude, this chick is,
today to talk about some of the biggest issues dividing women across the country.
Okay.
In other words, we're here to talk about feminism. First, I just want to say...
Oh my God, she's in a wheelchair. That makes sense. Okay. I was wondering why she was so short.
We know we can't represent everybody's views, but we did try our best to bring together a diverse group of women today. In today's polarized world, is feminism dead? I saw your hand.
I think that depends on the definition of feminism.
Oh my God, here we go.
I strongly think that feminism is more of an action than an identity. I would say it's uplifting all women, in which case it's very alive.
Why is it? I don't understand. Have we abandoned the plural word of women? Why don't people say women anymore? Why do they say woman? Can somebody look that up for me? Because this seems to be universal. It really does seem to be universal that we have abandoned the plural form of the word woman. Everybody says 3 woman, 6 woman. I thought it was women. And guys, I'm not being facetious. I really need to know. I mean, did they change it to the English language? Like, let me know. I don't know why this chick's name is Ellie. Wait, hold on. Hang on a second.
At the same time.
Hang on a second.
Definition of feminism. I strongly think that feminism is...
Okay, so Ellie is from New York. Got it.
Is more of an action than an identity. I would say it's uplifting all women, in which case it's very alive. At the same time, if we do follow that definition, feminism has splintered off into so many different areas that you can look at people like Sheryl Sandberg who say you should just get another nanny if you feel oppressed.
So the first feminist she brings up is Sheryl Sandberg. Real cute, Ellie.
And if we're talking about that kind of feminism, yeah, it's pretty dead.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the human race exists, feminism will never be dead. There's something that we're going to have to strive and work towards.
Oh, his name. Oh, it's a he. Oh, God. So Ellie is Eli. Oh, my God. So Ellie is Eli. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Whatever floats your boat.
To make sure that there's equality. So feminism is not dead.
I don't know that it can die. As long as there's power and oppression, there will be people fighting for
Mindy, of course she lives in Washington.
equity. And
Oppression. Yeah, she is absolutely positively a spitting image of Lena Dunham. Sans tattoos.
And until that somehow goes away, feminism is alive and well.
I think feminism isn't actually about equality. It's about equality when it benefits us.
Woo! Uh-oh! Oh, wow. Pearl came out swinging. She came out swinging. They're not going to like that too much.
Feminism, it's really about women wanting special privileges and treatment at the expense of men often. And I think
look, Lena's already feeling some type of way.
it's alive and well, sadly.
She said sadly.
I think feminism is also alive and well. There are different kinds
Maris Zamora. Okay, she's from New Jersey.
of feminism, right? Like, that is obvious. And for me, as a womanist, as a Black feminist, right, as someone who's really...
Oh, my God. A Black feminist? Listen, sisters, let me clue you guys in. Let me put you up on game. Feminism does not benefit black women. Feminism was never for black women. Feminism was supposed to be for white girls. But since black women have co-opted feminism, that has aided in the, how can I put this? Is it de-evolution or devolution? Either way, feminism has done nothing but for black women become a catalyst for the increasingly speedy decline of the Western/American black woman. Feminism ain't for y'all, sisters. Feminism ain't for y'all. And wouldn't you know it, the two black women that are sitting right here, surprise, surprise, they're both overweight.
Really thinking about human rights, dignity, right, equity, right? As long as that need isn't met, we're still gonna keep fighting.
I'd say it's alive and well. I'd say that it's also very nuanced, and I think what it looks like is going to differ depending on where you are in the world.
Jordan Willow Evans.
For me, I just see
Wait, where is she from? Hold up.
it as a lens, which isn't necessarily.
Hold up. Sorry, guys. I want to see where
For
these
me,
people,
I just see it
she's
as a lens, which isn't.
That need isn't met, we're still gonna keep fighting.
I'd say it's alive and well. I'd say that it's also very nuanced, and I think what it looks like is going to differ.
From New Hampshire. Okay.
For depending on where you are in the world. For me, I just see.
Yeah, he actually, dude. She actually does look like Mrs. Doubtfire.
it as a lens, which isn't necessarily antagonistic or protagonistic. It's just a useful tool.
Similar to what Pearl just.
Oh, that's Sydney. Okay. So this is the Sydney that they were talking about in the chat.
Said, I find that a lot of feminist ideology and thought today feels more of like a supremacist movement rather than something that is supposed to be advancing the goals of equality. I don't think that we can really term what's going on as.
She doesn't sound like she's from Texas. She sounds like she's from either New Zealand or Australia.
Feminism because it looks so different to, I think, the earlier feminist movements.
Yeah.
So in that way, I would say it's taken its last breaths of life. It's dying.
Yeah, I definitely.
Oh my God! You mean the? So Mrs. Doubtfire is also a Megatron, an Optimus Prime, a Soundwave, a Bumblebee. Jesus Christ!
I think it's getting more and more radicalized for sure. So it's definitely still alive.
Okay, so Layla from California, who clearly has fake hair. I can see this now. Maybe. Possibly. It's good that she admitted that it's been radicalized. So she might be on our side.
I think I'll preface and say that I don't know so much about modern Western feminism.
Yelda Ali. So this woman looks kind of like the truck stop Sofia Vergara. She looks like a truck stop. You know, we'll call her flat-chested Sofia Vergara. That's who she looks like.
And there might be a lot of terms that I don't know, like political jargon and stuff. But I believe in the advancement of women, whoever considers themselves a woman. I think there's a deficiency in society.
Okay, so if we're going to read this woman's body language, you can tell it's interesting just with her right off the bat. We're going to listen to this. We're going to watch this with the sound down, and you can already start to see some of the anger coming through for her, whoever this is.
I think I'll preface and say that I don't know so much about
just watch.
Modern.
Oops.
See a lot of terms that I don't.
Just look at her. Yeah. All of the blinking. Yeah, she looks very, oh yeah. She looks very, very upset. And guys, it's in the micro expressions. She is very, very upset. Oops. Sorry. Yeah. Look at this. Oh, yes. Yes. Yep. I can tell that this is the kind of woman. I can tell this is the kind of woman who wakes up pissed off. This is the kind of woman who wakes up looking for something to be pissed off about.
In society. So it's deeply rooted that feminism has always existed. I think America's a little...
Are you kidding me? No, feminism hasn't always existed. Feminism started back in the 50s. Late 50s, early 60s. It has not always been around. Ay, ay, ay.
Obsessed with themselves, and it's like always feminism is rooted in America. And like, oh, white women started it, and it's kind of offensive because for thousands of years, women have been dying for their rights.
Wait, what? For thousands of years, women have been dying for their rights. Not only is what she said categorically false, it was just jibber jabber, just bitch babble. Just bitch babble, just talking to fill the air, saying something that strikes at the heart of men. The third thing I will point out is that women have not been dying for their rights forever. No, men protected women. When men protected women back in the day, and we still do to a degree. So for this woman to sit here and say that women have been dying for their rights is not only, it is injecting race and hyperbolic nonsense already. Well, I haven't heard any, I suppose so. That's ridiculous. Yes, thank you. Mike Steele says, no, men have been dying to protect your lives. Thank you. Thank you.
I think as a Black woman specifically, when you talk about feminism, the mainstream first thing you think about is a certain type of feminism that tends to exclude still, even today, even with intersectional feminism, exclude African-American women. And
oh my God, dude. Holy shit, man. So we've already injected race. We've already injected race. Black women want to be included in everything, including feminism. Ay, ay, ay.
It's always kind of done that, and also like, upper middle class white women have predominantly been the face of what we quote unquote consider feminism.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at this one. This black woman is pissed off. She is pissed off that she is not white. She's pissed off that she is not white. Anytime black women mention, white girl or black people not involved or white privilege, it's because they're pissed off that they weren't born white.
I think feminism is attempting to say, okay, the first thing we agree on is that there are barriers and friction to what I need and what I want based on the fact that I'm a woman. What it ignores is that, and what privilege is that you may not have to think that being a woman and being a black woman and being a black woman who has a disability, for example, impacts you.
Oh, here she goes. So she already injected herself. Being a woman, black woman with a disability. Well, she almost went 3 for 3. Because if she were a black woman who were disabled, she would be the winner of the Victim Olympics.
Further, you have more barriers, you have more friction, you are less able to get what you want, you're undervalued.
I don't think she has...
valued in a way that's like, okay, well, that's life. That's what I mean by equity, and that we're able to, without friction, all get the same needs met.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I think life is easier if you're a girl.
Yep.
Actually, I think there's a lot of benefits that men don't.
Oh, it looks like what's her name? Shayla, the black girl with the fake hair, the light-skinned black girl. It looks like she kind of agrees with Pearl in terms of women living an easier life.
I'm not going to speak anything to race. I'm just talking about gender specifically. It's usually like an excuse. Like, honestly, I think as a girl, you have equal opportunity in the world. I think there's benefits. Like, for example, we have quotas.
Oh my God. Oh, look at this.
For women.
Yo, Lena Dunham. Lena Dunham. Her face started to twitch. Watch this. Her face twitches.
As a girl, you
look at this. Watch her face twitch.
Opportunity in the world. I think there's benefits. Like, for example, we have quotas.
Oh, she can't stand it. Oh my God, she can't stand it. St. Jim with the $2 super chat, appreciate that, says this is a rainbow. Okay. Islam was right about women proof. Yeah, that's exactly right.
For women in specific jobs that are given to us that aren't given to men. So yeah, I would say it's easier.
Just from a viewpoint over here, that it seems there's a lot of pretty privilege in what you're saying, and that you're white and you present.
Do you think I'm pretty? Thank you.
I think that you present in a way that beauty standards have accepted. And so
they call me ugly on the internet all the time. They be roasting me daily, I swear to God.
I don't mean
This is funny. Pearl's being a good sport.
to say I think you're gorge. I just mean that there's a certain value that we give to certain bodies.
Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? So she indirectly acknowledges that Pearl is objectively attractive. But then when Pearl says, "Oh, thank you. You think I'm pretty?" Don't get me wrong. I don't think you're gorge. Right? You can see that she's pissed off. But let's go back to what she's talking about in terms of this white privilege. In terms of this white privilege or male privilege. Check your privilege. I'm sorry. I am not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize for my genetic advantages. I'm just not going to. I'm not going to apologize for being born a man. I'm not going to apologize that I am bigger, faster, stronger than most women. Not going to apologize. I am not going to apologize that I could literally snap a woman in two with my thoughts if I thought it. I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize that I'm chemically identical every single day. I'm not going to apologize for not having to shoulder the burden of being able to give birth. I'm not going to apologize for that. When people say XYZ privilege, what they're really saying is that I'm jealous of your genetic, racial, etc. advantages. This woman she's disabled and she's an eyesore. She's disabled and she's not attractive. She's not. So what are the first two things? What are the first two things she tells? What are the first two things that comes out of her mouth to Pearl? Well, first of all, this sounds like white privilege, pretty privilege, blah, 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 blah. Then she immediately retracts the pretty privilege. A woman should never apologize for being born beautiful. Ever. A woman should never apologize for having a genetic advantage in terms of the body. Devin's sister has always been very, very jealous of Devin. Devin's sister does not have the same genetics as she does. And her sister Kathy she's always low-key hated Devin for that. She's always low-key hated Devin for that. What's Devin supposed to do? Apologize? That she has a natural hourglass figure? What's she supposed to do? Apologize that she has naturally shapely legs and a naturally shapely ass? No. There's no such thing as male privilege. There's no such thing as pretty privilege. Fuck out of here with that.
I mean, let's also dig into why these quotas exist and why these, what you're calling
because
privileges
we want
exist.
special treatment.
No, it's because there have historically and presently in most jobs been fewer women. And because
women.
Of sexism.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers today? So we can pick what we want to pick.
It doesn't have
women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
we
stopping
have no
you? You
barriers.
can do whatever you want. What's
I
stopping
can
you?
or you can?
What's stopping you?
Oh!
As a woman.
As a woman.
You see what's happening? You see what's happening? Pearl is getting right to the heart of the matter. And Lena Dunham does not have an answer. She didn't have an answer. Watch. She doesn't have an answer. Watch this.
Women, yeah.
Watch. She keeps asking her, we don't have barriers. If there really were barriers, then she would start talking about what those barriers are. But because she can't think of an argument like what's stopping you, all she's going to do is continue to repeat the question.
No, you can do whatever you want.
I can or you can?
What's stopping you? As a woman.
Thank you.
As a woman. That ignores a lot that I'm a woman with a disability. So there's a lot stopping me that you don't have to think about.
Well, as I said before, I'm speaking.
See, so she brings up the disability. You know, Kevin used to say all the time, the world does not owe you an explanation. And I agree with that 371%. I agree 371%. But I'm going to add to that. The world does not owe you an explanation, nor does it owe you an apology. Some people are just dealt a shitty hand in life. That's just the way it is, man. Some people just get dealt a shitty hand. Some people are born with deformities. Some people are born with mental handicaps. Some people are born with disabilities. And as awful as that is, I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I were somehow mentally or physically handicapped. I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine that. Oh, now I know why it's still warm in here, because Devin warned me that this would happen. I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine that. However, speaking to Lena Dunham, the world doesn't owe you an apology, boo. It's not the world's fault that you were born with a disability. It's not the world's fault that you were born with disadvantages, with Carla's situation. It's not the world's fault that you endured what you did as a child. It sucks. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're born into chaos. Sometimes sometimes you're born with diseases. Okay. All right. But the world does not owe you an apology. It doesn't. And that's the bottom line. And the reason I bring that up, Devin, if you're watching, I need you to bring me a broomstick. The reason I bring that up is because it appears to me that women like Lena are pissed off at Pearl because she's disabled. That's it. That's it. Black women are pissed off at white girls because they're not white. So fucking what? The world doesn't owe you an apology. Pearl didn't ask to get born white. She didn't ask to be born with legs. It's not like she was in the gene pool and decided to take the legs off. No. No, this is why it's called natural selection. It's not Pearl's fault that you were dealt a shitty hand. It fucking blows, and we can certainly empathize and even sympathize with you. But for anyone who has been dealt a shitty hand, I'm sorry for you, but the world doesn't owe you an apology. Oh, hang on. Oh, shit. That thing always falls. Oh, boy. Thank you. My piston Honda thing fell. Let's continue.
Talking about women.
You're speaking for yourself.
You're speaking as an able-bodied white woman.
Oh my God.
Of course,
See this?
Of course, there's going to be other barriers if you're disabled. I'm sure. Like I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm talking about as a woman.
Thank you.
So you're just going to ignore
white
the
women
pay
have it
gap.
easier. Yes, I would agree.
What?
You're just going to ignore the pay gap, regulation over bodies.
Sweetheart, the pay gap has been refuted 100 different times in 100 different ways. The pay gap doesn't exist. The pay gap doesn't exist. Like, does this woman not watch content?
The pay gap doesn't exist.
My friend.
It doesn't. It's the industries that women pick.
Let's talk about it.
There's
Thank you.
a pay gap,
Let's
but
do
it's
it.
because women don't want to do the hardest industries.
Woo!
I don't think it's that simple. I think that's an oversimplification. I think the fact of the matter is that women structure their lives differently to men. Men don't give birth. Men don't have to carry pregnancies. Men don't have to be the primary caregiver most of the time. Women also don't hold jobs for as long as men do. They often will stop and start. They'll go back into work. They'll take time off.
There you go.
They'll take part-time jobs. The way that men work and women work are astronomically different.
And that's why men earn more than women. Let's get that right. Let's not parse our words here. Men earn more than women, even though women make 80% of the buying decisions here in this country. Men earn more than women, but it's not because women are being treated unfairly. It's because they choose different jobs. They don't work the same hours as we do. And just like Sydney is talking about, they structure their lives differently. That's all there is to it. St. Jim with the $5 super chat said they edited the video so the two rainbow people look better to the general public. Pearl said they edited out of fear of the politics. Yeah, you're probably right.
And to try to say that they're comparable is where this issue comes from. They're not comparable.
Two things. First of all, let's dig into why they think that they should take these jobs, which is societal sexism. And then also,
not why they think they should take these jobs. Sweetheart. No, it has no. What she just told you is that women choose to take different jobs. They're not forced to take jobs.
Well, I mean, Department of Labor, all statistics, at least speaking in the U.S., have found that when compared for the same jobs, there still is a pay gap, particularly when it pertains to race.
Because 60% of women have never asked for a raise. So how can...
Okay, so now she just brought in gender and race, right? All the buzzwords.
You complain about your pay if you don't ask.
Why are they not asking? What happens when women ask for a raise? Sorry, I've been wanting to say something, but I want to be respectful. I don't want to interrupt people, and I want to let them finish their thoughts.
Oh, well, how virtuous of you. I don't want to interrupt people and da-da-da-da-da. I can tell she's probably going to be one of the more sufferable ones.
But, you know,
go through the wall.
It is a very privileged label, right, to be able to say that you're feminist, right? And I say that
a privileged label, that's cute.
Because I come from a working class background of Dominican immigrant parents. My mother would not necessarily identify as a feminist. I look to my mother, and I do think of her as a feminist. A lot of my ideas and my empowerment comes from seeing her like survive.
That's funny. She calls her mother a feminist. I guarantee you her mother would not call herself a feminist.
And put food on the table. When I'm thinking about feminism, I'm always thinking about who's not part of the conversation. What are the barriers? How do we think about equity? How do we think about self-empowerment and agency and having a voice, right? And having choice and thinking about our basic human rights, education, access to health.
Okay, so we've already diverted. We're talking about feminism. She says, I think about who's not included. I thought feminism was about women. What are we doing? Now we're talking about, oh my God.
Homes, like having bread, having food, and those things are very important, right? And they're at the crux, right, of what a lot of us here know that we need.
Oh, wow. They're at the crux. She has no idea. She has no idea what she's talking about. She's using words she doesn't know. She's using words she doesn't know the definition of.
It's like there are the barriers, right, that we constantly ignore that are very much systemic and microaggressive, right? We see them and experience them every day.
Like what in the U.S.? Like what?
What would you like to know an example of?
No. You mentioned the barriers. You give the barriers.
I know you said that there's like barriers. I want to know what barriers in the U.S. today as a woman.
Well, as a woman or as a woman of color? Let's be specific.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Do you guys see how they operate? As a woman or a woman of color? So if she asks Lena Dunham, well, what barriers are you talking about? Well, as a woman or a woman with a disability? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Women play victim all the time. They play victim all the time. As a woman or a woman of color? Come on. And she didn't even ask the question. She just wanted to say, as a woman or a woman of color. She doesn't really, she just made a statement. She asked a question and made a statement. She doesn't want to answer the question because she knows there are no barriers, so she asked a question in response to the question and injected race. Here we go.
As a woman, I said as a woman.
Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
She says as a woman or a woman of color. Pearl says, well, as a woman. She says, I can't answer that. I'm sorry. Are you a woman or aren't you? Are you a woman or aren't you? She can't answer the question.
I feel like your question is kind of hostile when you're like,
what?
There are no barriers to what I want. Congratulations. That means you have a privilege where you're not facing any friction, and that's showing. And I feel like it's
I think as an American, you're very privileged.
I'm not ignoring that.
Or like a basic level of what, the feminist.
So she just accused Pearl of being hostile. Oh, she has no legs. Okay. All right.
Movement is when it comes to just being born a woman, right? Physically, pound for pound, we are born as women and we have less lean muscle mass than men.
Okay.
So there issues of violence and assault and stuff like that. And so therefore there are policies, there are things to help women physically, like for example, I believe being able to carry a firearm and being able to use that safely to defend yourself against men who
Oh, hell to the no. Hell no.
Are born naturally with more muscle mass than a woman.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Because men are born with more muscle mass than women, to level the playing field, we got to give we got to give concealed carry permits to all women to level the playing field. Oh yeah, that'll work out just fine. We'll have women capping dudes all over the place and getting away with it. They already get away with lying about certain kinds of accusations. What's to stop any of these women from just capping a dude and saying, well, it's because he E-par'd me. It's because I was SA'd. We automatically believe all women when they say they get E-par'd or SA'd. So now you want a weapon? Oh, no, that is absolutely not going to happen. Basil Denson with the $5 super chat says, they are good at picking people for the agenda they want. You are right about that.
I keep hearing the term equity. What would a world that has equity look like? Like, would it be 50% of everyone in the same jobs? Would it be like prison, 50%? That's equality. 50%.
Yeah,
So what does equality look like?
So equity and equality are the same thing, as far as they're concerned. Equity and equality are the same thing. So that's what. Do you see what happens? So Pearl asks, "What does equity look like?" Then she proceeds to explain her question. They just want to disagree, so they just said, well, it's equality. No, it's the same thing as far as you guys are concerned.
Equity is generally described as a state of fairness because historically a lot of people have been arguing for equality. But what does that give us? Like 0.5 of the 1% being women. This doesn't really do anything for us. And so people have talked about equity instead, which is instead of sameness, it's fairness. And this would mean that we remove systemic barriers to engage in society, not just for women, but also for everyone.
So which barriers?
This is funny. Women are always bitching and moaning about fairness. You guys remember Silver Sable versus Kevin Samuels? You remember that? Kevin called in while we were on the Fresh and Fit after hours, and Kevin absolutely cooked her. Yeah, it's just like Pearl said at the beginning. Just like Pearl said in the beginning. Women love to use feminism only when it suits them. There is no fairness. There is no fairness. The world, no matter how much you think it is a meritocracy. If you are good at what you do, you will be recognized for it. If you are the best of the best, you are going to be recognized for it. Is it fair that pretty girls get into the club and ugly girls have to pay? No, but that's the way it is. Is it fair that men are bigger, faster, stronger than women? No, but that's the way it is. Is it fair that women can just accuse a man of just anything and he's guilty till proven innocent? No, but that's the way it is. The world is not fair and never will be fair.
Those barriers that you don't believe in.
Oh, do you see that? She said, what barriers? And says, those barriers that you don't believe in. See, nobody has mentioned exactly what barriers they're talking about. They keep saying barriers, but no one has mentioned one yet. We have these barriers. Okay, so let's mention the barriers.
What does it do for you to have a bunch of ramps in your life? It doesn't do shit. I need those ramps, right?
Can we stick to male versus female? That's my question. So I'm thinking male versus female.
My feminism includes ability, it includes race.
My question is,
you guys can talk.
Women versus men. Like what barriers do we need removed? Because that's my statement.
There it is, crickets. Nobody can say shit. Nobody can say anything. There are no barriers because it's like I always say. There are no rights and privileges that men have that women do not. That's the bottom line. There are no rights and or privileges that men have that women do not. That's why these barriers are non-existent. Anything a man has access to, a woman has access to.
I'm not stating anything else. I'm stating women versus men.
It's very silly.
Like, so what
isn't that cute? It's very silly. There it is. Why is that silly? Why is that silly? Why is that silly? See, do you see what Pearl is being extremely logical? Men versus women. What barriers are we talking about? It's very silly. Why is that silly? Because it makes sense?
Fair question.
So, yeah, but
it's not a fair question. It's
how is it not a fair question?
Kind of proving the point of why what people, especially black women, other people who are anybody who's
Jesus
not white, why we hear feminism and we don't want that label because it means. I'm just gonna say it means that. Like it means.
What guys? Do you hear what's happening? They're not even staying on topic. They're not even staying on topic. Pearl asked a question: what barriers? Lena Dunham wants to play victim for being disabled. Then, I guess we'll call her, what, Fat Cisco? Then Fat Cisco jumps in and says, well, this is why we don't like that label. Because as a black woman, like, that has nothing to do with the original question. That has nothing to do with the question. Everybody wants to play in the victim Olympics. Everybody wants to be in the victim Olympics. And if you notice, everyone who is on this panel, with the exception of 2 people, play victim in some way, shape, or form. As far as that entire panel is concerned, Sydney and Pearl have no voice. They have no voice because they are white women, white privilege. They have no voice. They can't have opinions on this stuff because they're privileged. They can talk about whatever the hell they want. JC with the $5 super chat says, Pearl said they cut out part of the interview where the purple hairs got outright hysterical. Agenda confirmed. Yep, there you go. Yeah, Vice is never going to. They're never going to release the original unedited version. That's just not going to happen.
Means that you've already gone to a pinnacle of whatever you think your happiness needs or whatever your survivalist needs are, when there are people on lower end who are trying to survive, who are trying to get to a point of what should be normal, based on what other people have.
It sort of sounds like you're saying feminism is not always inclusive then.
Right. It's most of the time it's not inclusive. It's more times than
most of the time it's not inclusive. What? Didn't Lena Dunham say? Didn't Afro Latina chick back there says every time she thinks of feminism, she thinks of who's not included. But then she wants to turn around and say it's not inclusive. What do you mean it's not inclusive? They include everybody, even you.
Not. It's not. So, and within the just feminism space, again, there obviously the very basic is male versus female versus, but unfortunately, we've only had one subset of women be the face and voice and the academics.
Here we go. Here it is. One subset of women. This woman is pissed off at black women. Or this woman is pissed off at white women. That's it. Every time this woman talks, she's always taking subtle jabs at white girls. Sweetheart, Pearl does not have to apologize to you for being a white woman. She doesn't. And she does not owe you an apology for being born black. Like, get out of here with that. Seriously?
And research and everything to be able to say, well, that's the standard we need to be in, when there are other people who are still trying to get to some type of normalcy and just living.
That's all literal word salad. Still haven't addressed the barriers issue. Yes, Dre the Dream says, how is it relevant to the original question? It's not. FS Claire with the $10 super chat says, women are communists. Listen to them speak. They want equal outcomes for unequal input. All differences that don't advantage them is wrong. These people will march you into camp and smile. Well said. Well said. Very, very well said.
What is the biggest issue then that feminism faces?
I think it's the mindset. women taking like the agency, women taking initiative. I think it's mindset holding them back a lot, because if you want to be in a competitive world and compete, you have to have the right mindset. And I think a lot of people blame their lack of confidence or what society tells them for the reason they're not achieving what they need to achieve, when that's not the case. You have to have the mindset of achieving, because the men who built the world had the mindset of building it. So the women who want to engage and build.
Oh, it appears that this woman here, is on the side of Pearl and Sydney. I don't know that I think maybe she's holding back a little bit because she doesn't want to out herself as not with the majority. But I think deep down, I think she is with Pearl and Sydney. I think she is. And of course, truck stop Sofia Vergara looks pissed off. Okay.
Build that further, they need to have that same mindset.
I don't think we do. I think that's like assuming that we all want to be capitalist babies.
Right.
I think that men are not well adjusted in the society, and women are not trying to re-embody what they have built for us. I think that what we're forgetting is a very important detail, which is just human respect and dignity.
Yeah,
and not asking people to prove what their experience is and to prove to you it is.
Prove what their experience is? She thinks it's wrong for people to ask someone to prove what their experience is. So what you're saying is that you want to be able to make a claim and say that you experienced something, but you don't want to have to be asked questions that make you prove and or substantiate your claim. That's what she just said, guys. That's what she just said.
Such conservative thinking to say I don't understand, explain it to me, versus just saying I don't understand and let me respect what you are saying.
Unbelievable. Yes, that's exactly what she's saying. She says that's a very conservative way of thinking. She says a very conservative way of thinking is I don't understand, explain it to me, instead of saying I don't understand, but I'm still going to believe you and take you at face value. What are we doing? No. And oh, by the way, that's about what goes on right now. Believe all women, listen to women. That's what is happening right now. If you make a statement, especially about something that you have experienced, then you need to substantiate that claim with evidence, especially in cases of EPAR.
Respecting wherever your starting point, I'm respecting that. I'm really respecting that. I'm saying that if you don't have the mindset you can even achieve it, you're never going to even try. So it's never.
Achieve what? What are we talking about? Because I feel like you've projected this capitalist ideology on every woman.
Achieve whatever it is you're looking for, equality, equity. But what I'm saying is women in the feminist space and a lot of these other spaces, we don't acknowledge that we have to take the initiative. We have to take the action. We have to have the mindset. We have to demand those things.
I don't understand how we're getting.
Okay. So I guess you guys are calling her Pocahontas. We'll call her fake hair Pocahontas, Black Pocahontas, Blackahontas. But it sounds like she is a little more fair-minded than the rest. It sounds like she could be Team Pearl, Team Sydney. We'll have to wait and see.
So off topic. This is about feminism
Thank
today.
you.
Whereas everybody wants to make this about their individual, here are all the multitude of other things that factor into my person. Great. This is about feminism. It's about womanhood. I understand that all of you have your own individual experiences and the
Yeah, Dre the Dream says she is calling her out, saying she is doing nothing and claiming everything. Right. All they do is yap. That's exactly right. She's yapping about this, and we have this problem and that problem, and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, look, if you want things to change, then you got to do something about it. You can't just sit around and expect it to be handed to you.
Other things that feed into.
Yeah, Devin says that is the definition of entitlement. I would agree.
To you as a person, that's perfectly fine. But this is where intersectionality falls off the planet and loses, I would argue, probably the vast majority of people, including me. I'm not even a feminist. I don't give a crap about feminists arguing amongst themselves about who's the most victimized. But this is annoying to
Oh, did you guys see that? Yep, I think Pocahontas I think she is low-key Team Pearl, Team Sydney. Watch. Watch Pocahontas. Just watch.
About feminists arguing amongst themselves about who's the most victimized.
Watch.
But this is a
Look. She's like, go on, sister. Look at her. Look at her. If silent Don DeMarco had a picture, that would be it. This is a silent Don DeMarco. Oh, yeah, she loves it. Oh, she loves it.
I honestly I don't understand anything.
Oh, there's Pearl. So here's what just happened. So Pearl and Sydney have just established, okay, we're on the same team. It almost reminds, and I know I'm going to get dragged for this, but this is the only example I can think of. I'm not comparing Pearl and Sydney to Nazis. However, one of the best movies I have ever seen was American History X. If you haven't seen it, you've got to check it out. That movie is spectacular. The irony at the end, unbelievable. But when Edward Norton's character, spoilers if you don't want to, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, plug your ears. It's not too much of a spoiler. But when Edward Norton's character was initially sentenced to prison, he said, I had to throw up a flag to see who was one of me. He takes off his shirt. There's a big swastika. I don't know if it was on his chest or on his back. I can't remember exactly. But he's got the swastika. He's got all the, the Nazi stuff all over him. What Pearl is doing right now, she is looking at Sydney in such a way that says, you and I, we're on the same team. You and I are on the same wavelength here.
Anybody's even trying to get at.
Look, I just want to say that I don't think equity and this concept of competition can't coexist with each other. Equity is building more facilities for people who need them. It is recognizing that there are holes in the market and there's opportunities for women and feminine, expansive people and meeting those opportunities.
No, that sounds like privilege. That's not equity. You see, in order to get something, you have to deserve it. And that's the problem with feminism, is they want all the benefits without any of the costs. It's just like the commenter says women want equal outcomes for unequal output.
I think equity.
Oh, there it is. We're going to call him Peter Griffin. That's what we're going to call him. Yep, that's Peter Griffin.
can buoy the pre-existing system that we live in a good way.
And this is where we're going to get to what I think the real feminist arguments are based off of policy. And abortion is the biggest one.
Oh, my God.
How many of you would identify as pro-choice? Let's do a show of hands for pro-choice.
I feel like pro-choice is...
Pro-choice. Oh, wow. Okay. Pearl and Sydney not being pro-choice, that is not a surprise. And Pocahontas is also not pro-choice, which is also not much of a surprise, but Fats, God, we got to come up with a good nickname for her that won't get me shadow banned. The girl in the green, this chick right here, we got to come up with a nickname for her, but I am very, very surprised, or I could just use my pointer. I'm very surprised that this woman right here is not raising her hand. Very surprised. Not surprised there, not surprised here, not surprised. This woman is angry. We're going to call her Angry Sofia Vergara. I've got all kinds of nicknames for her.
Is pro-life, though?
Yeah.
Okay, and folks who identify as pro-life?
Oh, Peter Griffin is pro-life. What, didn't see that coming? Wow, Peter Griffin is pro-life. I guess I didn't look at his hand. Okay. So now we have the players. CigarMan85 with the $2 super chat says Hafiz belongs on this panel. Word salad. Yep. Absolutely. Numbers guy 0. This is the exemplary late stage echo chamberism. Wow. Well said, my friend. Desmond Montgomery with the $5 super chat said Sydney said she was in her video, but her points were cut out in the final edit. Her IG said she goes against wokeness. Okay. Numbers guy 0, welcome to chat privileges. At Numbers guy 0 to welcome him to the TSR family. Numbers guy, if you would, put your age and location in the chat.
Why do you identify as each?
You've gone from legal, safe, rare to, yeah, I'm so proud, let me beatbox in front of a Planned Parenthood. Yeah, I got murder on my mind. The fact that it's celebrated that murder.
Ah, yes. Yes, Cleveland's wife. Yes, we'll call her Cleveland's wife. This is the Cleveland show.
Murdering children, especially in late-term pregnancies, is celebrated. That people are so proud of themselves for mutilating a fetus is just, it blows my mind. And I don't think that you need to be pro-life to even take.
Oh, here we go. We got people being triggered. We got people being triggered already.
Take that stand.
And you said late-term pregnancy.
Yes.
A lot of abortions do not happen.
I made the distinction. I made the distinction.
See that? She made the distinction. She made the distinction, but she still says a lot of people. She made the distinction. You see, you know that someone is being argumentative just for argumentative's sake when you make a distinction, they still point out that you didn't make the distinction.
Specifically because lots of people still celebrate. There are people who, when the laws were passed actually here in New York, they said, yes, great, yes, I love the fact
but
that...
you need to ask about what are people celebrating, right? They're celebrating access. We're not celebrating killing kids. Like, that's not what it is.
Yo, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. The Noit Roba conversation to me, oh, that's it. Cigar Man nailed it. Stacey Abrams, that's the girl in the green. So that's Stacey Abrams. That's the girl in the green. Okay, so from left to right, you got it. You got it. Left to right, we've got this right here. This is Lena Dunham, Stacey Abrams, Pocahontas, Truck Stop Sofia Vergara, or Angry Sofia Vergara, or Flat-Chested Sofia Vergara. I don't know if we have a nickname for this dude yet. We know Pearl. We need a nickname for her. There's Peter Griffin and Sydney. So we need a nickname. We need a nickname for the Afro-Latina Sideshow Bob.
This is what I'm saying.
So, here's the thing. When we're talking about access to reproductive health and to abortion rights, right, and to being pro-choice, listen, that's your body, you do you.
The child is not your...
That's your body, do you. That's your body, do you. Nope, sorry. Nope. Your body, your choice. I'm 100% in agreement with that. But ladies, you don't own your children, okay? You do not own your children. You understand? You don't own your children. Your children's body does not belong to you. Your child's body does not belong to you. What Noit Roba is a woman making a unilateral decision to end the life of another person without their permission or consent. Let me repeat that. A Noit Roba is one person making a unilateral decision to end the life of another person without their permission or consent. That's what it is. My body, my choice, totally understand. Totally understand. Your baby does not belong to you. You do not own your children. I suppose black women would probably push back on that, but the truth is the truth. Big Brandon with the $5 super chat says the lady in the wheelchair mojo. I'll have to check that out. Appreciate that. Spencer says Megan Rapinoe. Oh, Megan Rapinoe is on the top right. Got it. That's it. That is Megan Rapinoe. I like that. Wow. I like Megan Rapinoe. That's the best one. Neil Reyes says, I wish you a happy and prosperous new year, bro. The recent reaction videos to Pearl, Hafiz, and Andrew Tate on Pearl's show were super fire, bro. Thank you. Absolutely. I do it for y'all.
Body as I go.
A baby. It's so scary for me to hear people calling like guns the biggest equalizer for women, but taking their choices away from them at a policy level.
Why is that?
Having a gun is an equalizer.
It is.
Having rights is an equalizer.
Here we go. We just went from macro to micro. We just went from micro to macro. This is interesting. One thing that I was going to say about the Noit Roba conversation is it's gotten to a point to where it's not really about the issue. It's about the opposition. It's not about the issue. It's about the opposition. Okay? Pro-lifers are angry at people who are pro-choice. That's why they argue and fight. Pro-choice people are angry at pro-lifers because they argue, fuss, and fight. But it doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter where your political affiliations and loyalties lie. Any fair-minded person, regardless of their politics or religion, in their mind's eye, cannot sit here and say that they are okay with ending the life of a human being before it takes its first breath. I don't care. This is why Noit Roba is wrong. It is fundamentally wrong. And it has nothing to do with religion or politics. It has nothing to do with religion or politics. Ending the life of a human before it is born is fundamentally wrong. That's all there is to it. Clark Mike with the $5 super chat said, the Shermanator for the short-haired blonde chick. Now, I think Megan Rapinoe is the leader in the clubhouse right now.
Voice is
right,
an equalizer.
just like a gun right.
And in this country,
41 forms
the
of birth
policies
control.
that are pushed
41.
to continue perpetuating patriarchy and
Here we go.
anti-women,
Oh, boy.
like taking the autonomy away from women, it is heartbreaking to see women pushing that propaganda. It's all brainwash. Like you,
it's brainwash because you don't agree with me.
No,
So
because
therefore
I've been
I'm
brainwashed.
brainwashed.
I have lived deeply institutionalized.
Ma'am,
I have lived under Islam.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in any of that. Like, there's no like
You're not
guilt
interested
for
in
me.
human
No, I'm not interested in like
living,
thinking that like women are doing this really bad thing. Like in my
is.
religion,
Yes, but well, see, there we go. See? She's just going to say, I'm just not into thinking that way.
abortion is actually allowed. If the woman needs it, she's allowed because, you know, it's very...
Define need. Define the word need. This is 2023. This isn't 1923.
very interesting how, like, fundamental America is. Like, fundamentalist.
This is nothing to
very,
do with
very, like,
even
deep
religion. This is very
conservative
basic
thinking.
scientific human right.
There you go.
We're also talking about people not having access to abortion clinics where they're doing them things themselves and they die. Right? We're also
What? Okay. So we have people performing, so she's talking about people performing Noit Robas on themselves and dying. I'm sorry, that's their fault. That's their fault. That's their responsibility. They had unprotected sex. That's their responsibility. They chose to have unprotected sex, and then they chose to perform a Noit Roba on themselves. I'm sorry, that's their fault. I don't have any sympathy for people like that. And Roderick Thomas says she made that up. Yeah, nobody uses coat hangers for that stuff anymore. That's a good point, Roderick. She just made that up. And listen, we all know that women make up lies. They make up stories just to win arguments. That's it.
So talking about women in the hospital who are pregnant, who have chosen to stay with their pregnancy and have issues at hospitals, and hospitals that are like, oh, no, we don't do that.
What are you talking about? Woman has an issue with her pregnancy, and she goes to the hospital, and the hospital's like, nope, sorry, we don't do that. Even if that were correct, and let's be clear, it's not. You can't just go to the next hospital? You don't just go to the next hospital? At this point, guys, she's making stuff up. No woman has a prenatal issue, goes to a hospital, and they say, sorry, we can't help you. I mean, unless you're going to if you're going to like a testosterone or like a men's clinic, well, yeah, I can understand that. But what she is talking about literally does not happen. This is what women do all the time. They quite literally, they just make stuff up. The Level Up Man with the $5 super chat says, one day in the future, we will look back on Noit Roba with the same level of disgust we do with slavery today. The question is when that day comes. Wow. That is, wow. Ain't that something? That is, I agree with that. Very well said. FS Claire, shout out to you with the $20 super chat. Appreciate that very, very much for the support. Says people who argue for the right to eliminate the most innocent will show you no mercy. Look up who the most brutal Nazis and these German Nazis, I guess, were. It was the women. Their default setting with power is destruction. Wow, I did not know that. That I did not know. RAJ with the $5 super chat. I appreciate that very, very much. Devin says, these are the same women that will freeze their eggs, get IVF at 45, have no problem with the reduction procedure when they find out that they are pregnant with triplets and only want one baby. Well, there you go. There you go.
Listen, for whatever reason, you don't need to explain it to anybody, but a lot of times when we're talking about access to reproductive health, for me, I'm thinking about Black, Indigenous people of color, particularly women and girls who are working class, who do not have even access to like proper sexual education. It's the oppressive state.
Are you kidding me? Newsflash, sex education is not really needed anymore. You want to know why? It's because of the smartphone. Okay, young people know what sex is. Young people know how it works. Young people know what happens when you have unprotected sex. So miss me with this sex education. Now it's oppressed and this and that and the other. Here's a thought. Here's a thought. How about we give some accountability to the people having sex? Like no one is forcing these people to have sex. No one's forcing people to have sex. So what's oppressive about that?
State of saying, I will force you to have a child even against your own will.
Oh my God. I will force you to have a child even against your own will. Are you kidding me with this? Force you to have a child even against your own will. You had consensual sex. You had consensual sex and you got pregnant. Nobody's forcing you to have a child against your own will. What the hell kind of statement is that?
Right, especially when you're thinking about women and girls who would be forced to have these children who are already living in very traumatized and scared situations. You want to ask?
They weren't traumatized and scared when they were having sex. They weren't traumatized and scared when they were having sex. But now all of a sudden they're traumatized and scared because they got pregnant? AJNH86, $5 super chat says, Stacey Abrams sounds like Hafiz. Possibly. Hoop Jargon Media Network with the $5 super chat says, let's keep it bean. Hoes like this get ignored at all turns. Panels like this is the only space Miss Piggy has a voice. I actually like that nickname for who is talking.
About barriers, that's a barrier right there.
Women in poverty aren't able to access the way that rich women are. And no matter what happens, rich women are gonna keep getting abortions and people in poverty are gonna not. And the choice, opening it up, the overruling is marginally affecting people of color, people in poverty, way more than people who are gonna get access to.
Here we go. People of color, people in poverty, blah, 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 blah. So once again, she's mad at Pearl. She's mad at Pearl. She's mad at Sydney for being born white. That's really all that was.
To those abortions.
Actually, incorrect. There's actually more abortions for people in poverty. It's just at a lower rate.
Oh! Got her! Got her! There it is! There it is! There it is. And look how she's looking. She's like, I get. Yes. Yes. There are, yes, people who are impoverished are far more likely to get abortions. So again, these women are just talking. They're just talking. They have no idea what they're talking about. They just want to be right, and they're just making shit up. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that Noit Roba clinics, Planned Parenthood, they're all over the hood. They're all over the ghetto. Ice Dragon Kid, member for 32 months, almost 3 years, says this lady is dangerous. I would agree. King Life, member for 30 months, says the fat angry sister ain't on anyone's radar. Nope. No, she's not. Secondhand truth. Secondhand truth. I can't. I'm not going to read that out loud. But you're wrong for that. You are wrong for that. Cigar Man 85 with a $2 super chat says Carlos Valderrama, the one in the back. Yes! Yo, Cigar Man 85 is 2 for 2. That's it. That closes the category. She is now Valderrama. Look.
Why do you think?
Look at that. There it is. Pearl absolutely smoked him, and she didn't have shit to say. Watch.
Who are going to get access to those abortions?
Actually,
anyway.
incorrect. You're
Watch.
misquote. There's actually more abortions for people in poverty. It's just at a lower rate.
Look.
Why?
Yeah. Do you see? Yeah. You guys see what happens? You see what happens? You see how people react when you state facts? What's there to shake your head about? She's right. She's right. This just proves to you that people like this do not come into these arguments armed with facts. It's literally just feels, and made up stories.
Why do you think that abortion has been so tied up in this feminism conversation?
It's all just social structure set up around bodies. So
Oh my God.
Not all women are able to have.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Hang on a second. Hold up. What did she ask? What was the question she asked?
That abortion has been
at a lower rate.
That's a gotcha.
Why do you think that abortion has been so tied up in this feminism conversation?
Why do you think Noit Roba has been so tied up in this feminism conversation? Answer?
It's all just social structure set up around bodies. So
social structure set up around bodies? What is she talking about? What does social structure set up around bodies, and who the hell knows what that means? What does that have to do with Noit Roba as it pertains to feminism? Ay.
So if not all women are able to have babies, but it's about the barriers and value that we give to these specific bodies, right? And so if abortion...
Yeah, Devin says because only women can get pregnant. Thank you.
Abortion happens in a woman's body, that's why this conversation is coming up.
Are you
Can I
asking?
ask you a question?
Sure.
You said that not all women are able to have babies or pregnancies. Are you saying, meaning like an infertility issue?
A number of reasons. There's all kinds of reasons that not all women are having babies.
Pearl, I saw your hand up. Yeah.
I think women want to sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah. There it is. That's literally what it is. That's literally what it is. Women want to sleep around and not have consequences. Thank you.
Instead of, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to do whatever they want.
There you go. Look.
I think that's flippant. Yeah.
It almost sounds like you said.
Can I also ask, do you have any care to empower women, or is disempowering women part of your, steez?
Here we go. Now she's pissed. So first is the filibustering. Okay? Then is first is the disagreeing, then is the filibustering, and now comes the, do you hate women? Later, I can guarantee you, they're going to get personal.
To see this as shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. Okay.
Oh! Wait a minute. Damn it. Oh! Pearl! Channeling the late, great Kevin Samuels. Holy smokes. Let's listen to that one more time.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah, instead of, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to, do whatever they want.
Woo! Look at how triggered they get. About the truth. Oh.
You say this like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You say this like it's a bad thing? I'm sorry. So, women being able to sleep around without any accountability and the people that suffer the consequences are the unborn children, that's a bad thing? Or that's a good thing? You say that like it's a bad thing? Is she serious? Derek the Trader. There we go. Derek the Trader with the $5 super chat says, young men, listen to everything Donovan says. This man has a PhD in 304s. Why? Because he's been around enough 304s and can spot them a mile away. What can I say? I have a PhD in hoology.
It almost sounds like you said.
Can I also ask, do you have any care to empower women, or is disempowering women part of your, like, steez?
Steez? Did she say steez? She said steez. Interesting choice of words. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the word steez means in that context? Does anybody know what the word steez means in that context? Well, if you don't, let's go to Urban Dictionary and find out. Steez, plain old style with ease. You know my steez? Gang star. Okay. Do a little more. Okay, let's go. Let's do a little more research. You see in this steez, it's a unique personal style pulled off with ease. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but steez isn't really something that white people say, right? I mean, if I don't know, maybe guys like Eminem say use words like steez, but the fact that Sophia just used the word steez, I don't know. I'm not going to make the distinction yet. That's just the first sign. That's just the first sign. I'm going to be looking for other signs. I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want to put that label on nobody. I'm going to be looking for other signs before I render my final judgment. Infinite loop, Ibn Zur. Nope. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to jump to conclusions. I'm going to give Sophia the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt until I see other signs. Let's continue.
This is shame, insult, guilt, need to be right. Okay.
Woo! Love it.
Why is it
Oh, did you see how Stacey Abrams turned around and looked at Pearl? Do you see how she turned around and looked at Pearl? Oh, yeah. You know what? Sisters know what sign language is. They know what shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right is, and they know where it came from.
Empowering to sleep around.
Thank you.
What I'm saying is, like, I feel like you do like take
Merch.
like the way you speak on women is very sort of like, women just don't want to do this. Women just don't have this. Women just wanted this.
Maybe I should
and I
change my
wonder
term. Maybe
why
I should
you have
say-
so much like hatred towards
I
women.
don't hate women.
Where does that root in? It
I
sounds
don't hate
like
women.
you do.
I am a woman.
Oh, there it is. I am a woman. Well, there you go. There you go.
Doesn't mean you don't have
I could be
self-hate.
black and still be internalized racism.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm saying
This is so funny. So now they're telling Pearl she hates each other. Now they're telling Pearl she is engaging in self-hate. Mike Hawk, member for 2 years, says the pro-C argument would have more merit if they spun the narrative of cases of EPAR and Ice Chest. I'm with you.
specific things that you're saying, like women.
The Geek Surgeon with the $5 super chat says, Donovan, the host is a trans gentleman? This clip reminds me of the SNL skit Lower Expectations. I don't think so. Is the host really a... There's no way. There's no way.
Women don't want to work. Women don't want to this. Women want to sleep around. Where did you learn these belief systems from?
Because
we've lived life, right? We live life. Women are lazy. Women do want to sleep around. I don't know why that means. I don't know why pointing out the truth means that you hate women. So they're calling her a misogynist, and Megan Rapinoe just looks pleased as punch.
Okay, the question was, why does abortion keep getting brought up? 40% of women that have had abortions have had 2 or more.
Thank you.
40%.
Good for
so
them.
So
Thank
what
you.
does that say to me? That means you're using it as a form of birth control.
Woo!
And they don't track the 60%.
What kind of
Wait, can you let
abortions?
me finish? They don't track the 60% to say who in the future has abortion. So to me, it's like, why are they dying so hard for abortion? They want to sleep around with no consequences.
Thank you.
Even though you have 41 forms of birth control.
Oh, my goodness. Woo! You can see Valderrama there is a little bit triggered. Valderrama is a little bit triggered. These women, it's so fun. Dude, it's funny. Women like this are always triggered by the truth. They are always triggered by the truth. Always. Boy, she looks mad as hell.
Who does that benefit? I don't think that benefits women. I think actually that benefits men because it means that men can have sex with you without consequence.
Uh-oh, Stacey Abrams and Pocahontas are nodding here.
It means that you can sleep with whoever you feel like, great, but there are consequences because women are the ones who get pregnant and carry babies and give birth.
Guys, okay, so what we need to start doing is when they pan out to the wide shot, let's pay attention to who's not talking. Let's pay attention to who's not talking because we thought Pocahontas was a feminist. I don't think she is. We thought Stacey Abrams was a feminist. She probably is, but she clearly agrees with some of the talking points that Sydney is making. So maybe we'll be able to pick up on what these women really think by who's talking. Numbers Guy Zero with the $2 super chat says, when I was a kid, they called this penis envy. That's correct. Selexial2 with the $5 super chat says, feminism has really convinced a lot of lizards, bird brains, straggle-daggles, low-grade women that believe sleeping around is empowering. Exactly. That's why 1 in 4 modern women is on antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, or both. Drew Fraz with the $2 super chat says, Donovan, you know she dabbles in the dark. Drew, I am withholding. Hold on. I am withholding judgment. I will render my decision if I see or hear further proof. You guys will be the first to know. Ben with the $5 super chat says, hey, Donovan, is Devin still a part of the show? I like the dynamic with you two. Yeah, not as much. Devin does not like being on camera. She just doesn't. She's uncomfortable on camera. And, I don't want to make her uncomfortable. She operates much better. She operates much better behind the scenes. Every once in a while, I'll have her on camera, but it's not going to be as regular as it was a few weeks back. So,
very binary version of sex.
Yes, because sex is binary. But please let me finish my point.
Oh God.
It's tricking women into thinking that aborting a pregnancy, terminating pregnancy, is something to be celebrated, when in reality, for a lot of women, especially those who are doing it.
Yep, there's agreement. There's agreement from Pocahontas. I wish black women would grow out their natural hair. I really wish they would. This woman, as far as I can see, she's a pretty woman. Sisters, grow out your hair, man. Like, what are we doing?
Under duress, say that they've been raped, or that, in the small circumstances where something really traumatic has happened to them. That's a medical decision. Or say that they're miscarrying and then they have to, have an assisted termination. That's a medical procedure.
Lena's getting triggered. I don't know why Lena's getting triggered. Nobody wants to smash her. She's never been pregnant. She never will be pregnant. So what's her problem?
It's not a celebration of, oh, look at the...
The idea.
So this person here is a dude. Is that what we're seeing? I don't think so.
The sort of like moral setting of that it needs to be rare is, I think the delineation between that's a medical abortion and that's like a fun abortion is really interesting because they're all medical. It's all a medical procedure.
Yes, but they celebrate abortions. They celebrate.
And so no matter what you're doing, going in there and getting it, like it's not like, oh, you're only allowed 2. It's just like you should just be able to get a medical procedure done when it's something that you need done.
Oh, yeah. So now she's trying to put Noit Roba into the category of a medical procedure. Right? I need my gallbladder taken out. I should be able to get my gallbladder taken out. Right? I need cataract surgery, so I should be able to get cataract surgery. Yes, Noit Roba is a medical procedure, but it is the only medical procedure that listen to this. Noitroba is the only medical procedure that goes directly against the very first line of the Hippocratic Oath, and nobody goes to jail for it. Let me repeat that. Noitroba is the only medical procedure that goes directly against the very fundamentals of the Hippocratic Oath. Do no harm. So when you Noitroba a child, you are doing that child harm because you are ending the life of that child. That is harm. When you do something to somebody with the intent of ending their life, that is considered harmful. So we can abort people before they're born, but then we don't want to. But assisted self 187 is not allowed. So we can march in the streets and talk about assisted self 187, assisted self deletion. That's a crime, but Noitroba is not. Even though the Noitroba itself goes against the very definition of the Hippocratic Oath. There we go. It's not just a medical procedure. It is a medical procedure, but that's not where it ends.
We shouldn't be desensitized to taking someone's life. That should never
be
an empowering factor for a woman.
I definitely agree in that, like, there should...
Oh boy. Oh boy. I would like to show the court, if it please the court, I would like to show the court Exhibit B. Exhibit B. This is Exhibit A. This is Exhibit A. This right here is Exhibit B. And what is Exhibit B, you say? That's right. She's wearing hoops. Small hoops, albeit. Small hoops, albeit, and they are quite dangly, but they are hoops nonetheless. They are hoops nonetheless. I have come to my decision. I have come to my... Yep, she fucks niggas, y'all. Yes, sir. She fucks niggas, y'all. Yes, sir. She fucks with the brothers. She fucks with the brothers. She fucks with the brothers. Look, man, look. Look, there's always one. There's always one. There's always one. And sometimes it takes us a little longer to figure out who it is than others, but they always reveal themselves. I wonder how many pairs of Jordans she has.
Should be no absolute thing any woman should do. There should not be an absolute response to incest or rape or any of these things. Every woman should have the choice of if they want to or not want to carry that child, whether it is having fun, getting raped, incest, whatever it is.
It is.
I don't glorify and glamorize abortion. I think it's a very traumatic thing. I doubt that if somebody has to do, like if they have to do it, they'll do it. I don't think that people are like, doing like have 6, get the 7th free and having fun with it. And I think
you'd be surprised. It's funny. It's funny. She thinks that she just made a funny. There are women out here with multiple abortions. Real talk. Real talk. Like she's sitting here trying to make fun of the fact that there's no way that women just get multiple Noitrobas. Oh, but they do.
That like glamorization and glorification of any side is not okay.
Did the Dobbs decision make it?
Proman1 with the $2 super chat says Pearl did the rumble in the jungle on them. Yep. Hashtag rope-a-dope.
Anybody here sort of rethink abortion access, reproductive health care
it's anti-woman, right?
Oh my God.
It's it does not center people to have that voice for themselves. And
it's anti-woman. So Noit Roba is anti-woman. So anything that prevents women from suffering the consequences of their actions is anti-woman. Is that what this is? Like, dude, what are we doing? Drew Frass, $2 super chat says she's got blackitude, combative spirit, hard face. That would be exhibit number 3, Mr. Frass. Thank you, counselor. I will submit this to the court during sentencing.
their own decisions, right? It is a barrier, right?
Another barrier.
It's giving more agency to women because it's moving it back to the state level. So locally,
but why would the state have the ability to tell me what to do?
Because it does in multitudes
have
of
that
different
power.
areas. If you take out the viewpoint that life begins at conception, which is a really big defining principle for both the pro-life crowd, who very, very, vehemently believe that, and then obviously a lot of the pro-choice crowd do not believe that.
Yeah, Dre the Dream says holding women responsible equates anti-women.
Taking that out of the equation, you do not have just whatever kind of autonomy you want as a person. It's regardless of male or female. You can't just have free run to do whatever the hell you want. That's not how society operates.
Actually, it does. That is exactly how society operates, at least for women anyway. But they are paying the price. Honest Citizen with the 14 czars says, why black women feminist when it wasn't intended for them? SMH, I'm trying to tell you. Black feminism is not for, feminism is not for black women. I said that at the top of the broadcast, Honest Citizen.
So at no point do I have the right to tell anyone in this room what they should or should not do with their bodies.
But it's not about your body. It's not about
me respecting.
I have a question here. It's not about your body. It's about the kid's body. I don't care what you do with your body.
My body.
There it is. She finally said it. That's not your body. You don't own your kids, sweetie.
We're talking about my body.
You're talking about
Jordan, I saw your hand creep up.
Oh, wow. They cut to somebody else.
The Dobbs decision for me reinforced how important it is that we approach these issues from a cultural perspective, because it reinforces something that I have told.
Okay, that literally made no sense. That literally made no sense. Peter Griffin is a word salad extraordinaire. What he just said sounded profound and intelligent. But if you listen between the lines, it literally means nothing. Listen again.
Dobbs decision for me,
talking about the Dobbs decision that overturned Roe v. Wade,
reinforced how important it is that we approach these issues from a cultural perspective.
That we approach these things from a cultural perspective. What? What does the cultural perspective have to do with Noit Roba and pro-choice and pro-life? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? You know what this dude sounds like? You know what this dude sounds like? He actually sounds like those two characters on Family Guy, speaking of which, who speak English, but not really. Right? They speak English, but not really.
Because it reinforces something that I have told many of my colleagues and peers in the past, which is that so long as you lack a cultural consensus, any issue can become a political football that can be decided by another election cycle. And so long as there is no strong consensus, I would expect this to be our reality going forward. These extremely vitriolic and aggressive conversations until there's another miraculous consensus that brought about Roe v. Wade. But what it more or less reinforced for me.
There was no consensus that brought on Roe v. Wade. That's why it was decided in the Supreme Court. It's because there was no consensus. There was no consensus. Let me just real quick. I'm going to show you guys a video that I discovered a while back. It's called "What English Sounds Like to Non-Speakers." This is what Peter Griffin sounds like.
Ships a little flowerlessly, so you can kind of like barber it or something. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was ominous, but it shouldn't do that to sevens.
Why the sevens?
Because sevens are the ones that pillow every time taming was surfaced at enemy. Dude, if you don't plug it, you could ask. I mean, plaques and plucks, those are both undersided.
Sure.
Yeah, so are guys in sevens.
But the sevens had the head cut back.
Yeah, sure, but that was centile. This is markup.
See? That's what Peter Griffin sounds like. He literally just runs off at the mouth about nothing. That's it. And it sounds profound, but it's drivel. It's nonsense.
That was
Centile.
Oops, sorry about that. Let me get away from that.
For me is that we're going to have more of these difficult conversations.
I want to talk about transgender issues.
Oh boy.
Should trans women be included in feminist conversations? How about in women's spaces?
Yes, they're women. What's the question?
Pearl,
trans women
Sweetheart. No, they're not.
are women.
So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete.
Oh, Jesus.
Who
said, oh, Jesus? She's an athlete. This applies.
So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces. Because I don't think it's a fair, I think as female athletes, we work so incredibly hard for the little opportunity there is in women's sports.
Would this be a barrier for you?
There's no barrier. There's less opportunity in some industries.
That's what a barrier is.
There's less, it's not, no. It's based on the market. Okay,
hold on, guys.
Do you see? They're not even letting her explain what she's talking about. They're not listening. Is that a barrier for you? No, that's not a barrier. That's not a barrier. This is about safety. This is about safety.
So again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like you're gonna take the little opportunity that we're given. And the problem is like, we can't compete.
That's right.
We can't. Like I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's gonna body me.
And what happens if I go up against you?
Even if I have years more of training. And so it's like you're taking away.
Dude, not only that, what was the Fallon Fox, the MMA fighter? Like there was an MMA fighter, Fallon Fox, like he cracked some woman's skull in like 45 seconds. Like this is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is nuts. Like we don't need this, you know what? This is funny. On one hand, so I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago, we got one of these women talking about we need to give women guns to level the playing field, but now we're talking about letting biological men compete against biological women. So are we going to give the biological women guns as an equalizer? So women are oppressed, men oppress women, this and that and the third, and we jump out from the bushes, we eep our people, right? We're just naturally evil creatures. But by the same token, we want to let us compete with them.
The little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for, and you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
Woo! Wow, very good. Cody Marshall with the $2 super chat says, I'm comparing them to the American auto industry. Numbers Guy Zero says, delusion on 9,000. Pearl brings up real gender-specific barrier, and they ridicule her. Right. And it's interesting. She had to come up with that barrier. They couldn't give her any barriers. But there have been now 2 or 3 separate occasions where she mentioned something. Oh, yeah, that's a barrier.
Try confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Try confidence?
Sorry, confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches.
Oh! Woo! Confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches. Exactly. Exactly. Drew Fraz with the $2 super chat. This is a very interesting statement. He said, allowing transformers to compete is like allowing select players to use steroids. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Wholeheartedly agree.
Confidence can't make me 6'7".
So hostile. She's sharing her experience
can't make
in
me
a
6'7".
specific
No, she's
field.
sharing
And I'd have to
misogyny.
go.
No, she's not. She's a
Misogyny? Oh,
woman who's had an experience.
It's
You guys are so obsessed with your own experiences and your own existence, and yet when a woman is sitting here telling you, I feel as though this is unfair and this is compromising and this situation is not helping women, you guys are like, meh, meh, meh. But when you're like, I'm a black person that did this, 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 and this, then it's valid and fair and viable.
Eli, I want to give you the chance to respond.
So this is basically a joke of a talking point. Everyone has biological advantages in sports. How tall are you?
5'11" and a half. I'm tall.
I'm 5'8". I am a trans woman. You would crush me. You would absolutely.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. And the reason why, here's the thing. The reason why she would crush you is because she simply has more skill than you do. But if you had played, if Eli had played basketball for as long as Pearl, regardless of the height differential, he would crush Pearl. That's what Pearl is talking about. Of course, she would crush you. But guess what, Eli? If you were to get into a fight with Pearl, you would crush her.
Bone density, wrist strength.
Thank you.
Yeah. Muscle density, you can't switch those.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. You would crush me.
But also, Eli, you would never play at the level that Pearl plays because you would never get there.
So let me give you a few more examples here, too. So Michael Phelps produced more lactic acid in his body, which caused him to swim better than any of his competitors. This was widely celebrated.
Serious with this?
And nobody contested it. Now,
of course not, because he was competing with other men. Like, dude, nobody is genetically identical, okay? Nobody is genetically, I mean, other than, I don't know, maybe the McCourty twins. What, Devin McCourty and his brother, there's Devin McCourty and the other McCourty, Jason McCourty, right? But nobody is genetically identical. But the one part of our genetic code that delineates one from another in terms of sports leagues is men and women. This is a bad example.
This is
Jabari Hinson with the $2 super chat says, we jump out from the bushes and EPAR people. Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Performance-enhancing hormone. So
I'm sorry. What the hell did this? Oh my God.
So Michael Phelps produced more lactic acid in his body, which caused him to swim better than any of his competitors. This was widely celebrated, and nobody contested it. Now, this is a performance-enhancing hormone. So
it's a performance-enhancing hormone. It's a performance-enhancing hormone. It is also a hormone that men produce naturally. Devin says, archaeologists identify gender by bones. Thank you. Thank you.
We all have different bodies. And now I'm not saying that trans women who aren't on hormones should participate, but there are, I mean, every major medical and every major sports organization agrees that trans women who have been on hormones for between 1 and 3 years, depending on the organization, have the same competitive abilities.
Oh my God. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. Megan Rapinoe should probably stick to soccer. She's going to get someone killed. She's going to get someone killed. She is sitting here saying that the medical community says that women who are on hormones have the same competitive physical advantages as men. What?
The study that you're referencing had like 7 people participated.
Thank you.
Hold on. By the way, I'm referencing several different studies. I'm a trans woman and a researcher.
It's getting personal. I don't want it to be personal.
A lot of us live in this space where we're told that our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions, and we're constantly shouted over and talked over, regardless of what we look like, because there's one group in society that basically takes precedence, and it's frustrating. So yeah, of course, it's frustrating because when we try to talk about it, we get shouted.
Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you guys see what just happened here? Do you see what just happened here? Do you see what just happened here? So Sydney is making an excellent point. She's making an excellent point. And what does Sofia Vergara do? She All she's trying to do, they're doing exactly what she is talking about. They're just shouting her down, making distractions, snide remarks, getting personal. Watch.
There's a lot of us live in this space.
Yeah, I can definitely hear the male voice in the host now, and the jawline as well.
Where we're told that our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions. And we're constantly shouted over and talked over, regardless of what we look like, because there's one group in society that basically takes precedence, and it's frustrating.
See, there you go. That's it. That's what she's talking about. What Sydney is complaining about, a valid complaint, by the way, what Sydney's complaining about is the fact that being a white woman means that you're not allowed to have discussions about stuff that has nothing to do with white people or women.
So yeah, of course,
Here we go.
It's frustrating
because
when we try to talk about it, we get shouted down, we get told to be quiet, we get spoken down too as well. So there's hostility there for plenty of women.
Let's try to make this an opportunity to speak.
You're literally a white woman from Australia. You live in a bubble, and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why.
Yep, there it is. There it is. No, bitch, you're pissed. You're pissed off that you're not white. Did you guys hear this? Look, dude, this woman is absolutely pissed off. This is why we knew that her laugh was disingenuous. Her laugh was disingenuous. Sydney's point was, look, just because I'm a white woman, an attractive white woman, living in America from Australia or whatever, doesn't mean you can tell me what I can or can't discuss. You can't tell me what I can or can't discuss. And what does she say? She gets angry and verifies it. Listen.
Let's try to make this an opportunity to speak.
You're literally a white woman from Australia. You live in a bubble, and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why.
No. You're pissed because you're not white. That's what this is. Now who's guilty of self-hate? Like you got veins coming out of your head. Pearl is like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They have the voice because they speak up.
Okay, we're having.
Let's
conversation ever. Australia.
Let's rewind that a little bit and watch Pocahontas body Sophia.
You live in a bubble, and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why they have the voice because they speak up.
Oh! Woo! Yeah, I think Pocahontas is on our side, guys. I think Pocahontas is on our side. She literally just bodied Sophia. Cody Marshall with the $2 super chat says, EPAR or SA usually happens to people they know. Yeah, right? Drew Fraz with the $2 super chat says, let's apply that medical logic to genderless MMA. Exactly. St. Jim with the $2 super chat says, rainbow people make up lies. Look up lactic acid. Okay. Eric Smith with the 10 California dollars. I don't know why I always say California. With the 10 Canadian. I think the reason why I say California is because that's the 2-letter whatever. The 10 Canadian dollars says, hey, Donovan, I respect your ability to bear through all the nonsense of these women. If a war broke out, what man would risk his life to defend a society that creates women like this? Not me. Dude, I'm not putting my life on the line for any of these bitches. Hell no. Cody Marshall says she was laughing in because she's triggered. That's exactly right.
Okay, we're having a conversation about transgender women participating in sports, and I wanted to allow more people to participate. Jordan, I wanted to hear from you.
So I am not a professional athlete. The closest thing I have ever done to anything.
No. Really? I can't believe it.
Athletic was I used to do competitive show choir when I was younger, and
oh, that's the first thing. That's the first linear thought he's had the entire sit down.
I don't feel really qualified to make carte blanche statements about whether or not trans women should compete in every kind of sport. And I understand the
Translation. Peter Griffin disagrees. He does not believe that the Megatrons of the world should be able to compete with men. Peter Griffin does not believe that the sound waves of the world should be able to compete with men on a competitive field.
That is kind of, that's a hard pill to swallow. And for me, my first inclination is to approach everything through a lens of inclusivity.
Oh my
but
God.
At the same time, I also can't speak accurately to every kind of sport and the different things that go into it. So I really think in these instances, the decisions are best left up to the professional governing bodies that dictate these particular sports.
Have actually pamphleted it out.
There it is.
In places, as an ally, in places where there's no understanding,
there was no point. He was good. He was good for a little bit. He said, "Look, man, I'm not an athlete. I'm not an athlete, so I can't speak on this." And he immediately started talking jibber jabber, just nonsense. Clark Mike with the $5 super chat says Megan Rapinoe should be called Michael Rapinoe. I like that. We'll call him Michael Rapinoe. I like that. LDU Lifestyle with the 1000 KES says, I remember watching this, bro. Pearl asked them a very simple question, what barriers? They said that the question was silly. The angry, not white woman even hit Pearl with the, quote, you hate women. Yeah, that was earlier.
Can just respect and not really, like, our opinions don't fucking matter.
Eli, I saw you.
Opinions have nothing to do with this. It's not an opinion. These are facts. These are facts, man. Why do you think that the Megatrons of the world always compete in women's sports? Huh? Why do you think the Megatrons, why do you think the Optimus Primes of the world always want to compete with women? Well, because women are physically inferior. Women are physically inferior. That's why they always compete with the women. Always. But you don't see any women trying to compete with men unless they're forced to. Has there ever been an Ironhide? Has there ever been an Ironhide who broke into Major League Baseball? Has there ever been an Ultra Magnus who broke into, I don't know, college football? Right? No, of course not. And that is because men are physically superior to women. That's it. That's it. Neil Ray with the $2 super chat says, we have a real-life Cruella DeVille on the panel. Yeah, I would agree with that. Cigarman85 says, Peter Griffin versus Lena Dunham pie-eating contest. Any bets? Devin, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. Who would win in a pie-eating contest? Peter Griffin or Lena Dunham? Put it on the poll. Put it on the poll. Who would win in a pie-eating contest? Peter Griffin or Lena Dunham? Let's continue.
Nodding your head over there?
Several times. This is more than about sports. This is about free and equal participation for transgender people in.
No, this is literal. This, you know what? She's right. This is more than about sports. This is about safety. This is about safety. This is about fairness that we have control over. This is about safety that we have. This is about fairness that we have control over. The reason why men and women compete separately is because of the physical advantages that men have. Yes, every once in a while we will get an Annika Sorenstam who will start a PGA golf event. Okay, fine, publicity stunt. Yes, every once in a while we will have a Danica Patrick who is actually a pretty good open wheel IndyCar driver. Yes, occasionally we will have a Danica Patrick come to NASCAR. But those are sports. Golf, there's a physical advantage. In racing, a man's physical advantage doesn't give him that much more of an advantage over a woman. But there's also a reason why there are no women in Formula One. There are only 20 seats. There are only 20 seats available in Formula One. Not one woman occupies those seats.
Social life. And the right sees this as a socially acceptable way to begin to remove trans people from different engagements in our society.
Nope. So now Michael Rapinoe is saying, well, if we eliminate transformers from sports, then we're trying to eliminate them from everywhere. No, we're not. No, we're not.
So it does just start with sports or bathrooms or locker rooms, something that they find is more acceptable. And then at this point, they started to move into education, getting trans teachers fired, banning trans books. This is a route that...
Devin, find the video that Jay Blaze talked about with Augie.
Is very effective because it's seen as more acceptable. But it's also overlooking a lot of major details. Like, I mean, do y'all know how many trans women have won national titles?
Yeah, one. Leah Thomas.
One too many.
One. Leah Thomas is the only one.
One too many.
There it is.
If one too many?
if women's sports were actually going to end.
You know, this is funny. The only reason why, none of these women that I know of play sports. They have no idea what they're talking about. So it's very easy for someone who doesn't play sports to tell them to be okay with putting themselves in danger by competing with men.
In some way, I mean, it's just not happening. Wouldn't you think there would be more trans women in sports when the majority of states do allow trans women full participation? International titles, 0. No global titles have ever been won by a trans woman.
I want to move on to a different topic. I want to talk about Me Too and sort of this social movement that we've...
Oh boy, Me Too. Me Too. Here we go. I'll look at this video separately just to make sure that it doesn't show violence in any way. Oops. Sorry about that.
We're living through right now. What is the state of feminism sort of in this post-Me Too era?
We're in post-Me Too?
All right.
Tell me.
Here we go. We're in post-Me Too. Yeah, they want... The only thing that the M2 movement established was that women could get men fired. That was it.
Sorry, I got distracted by the Me Too part. So I was like, we're post Me Too?
Oh,
wow.
give me a break.
Like,
give me a break.
No one's getting like sexually harassed anymore. Like,
we did it, guys. We solved the problem.
Right? We want that world. No, I think obviously the state of feminism is very much reflected right in this room. But Me Too for me, right, in a particular context, means something for different people. It's a different experience for different people. In my culture and in my community, we're still working through that. There is no post-Me Too.
See, there we go. We're still working through that. We're still working through that. Yeah, they just want to maintain the advantage that they have, the ability that they have to end a man's career, with an M2 complaint. Why is this doing this? Come on, man.
Right? We're still working through how do we have these tough conversations? How do we teach not just, women, but everyone about consent? What does consent look like? What does that look like in our community? What does that not look like?
Well, let's answer the question. What does consent look like? Well, consent looks like someone doing something that's not under duress. Someone doing something of their own free will and volition. Someone willingly doing something that they want to do. That's what consent is.
Right, all those things that I think it's still very complicated. But I think it starts at the level of community, right, of like how do we have these conversations around consent?
Sydney, I saw your hand up.
So when the Me Too thing was unfolding, I was initially like, great, I love the idea of women being able to speak out. What's been really disappointing, I suppose, for me, post-Me Too, as we're calling it, is that, and especially as someone who's sort of on the right wing of politics.
Yeah, 1,333 people watching, guys. We've only got a shade over 500 likes. I'd really, really appreciate it if you guys could get me to 700 likes, guys. If you guys could get me to 700 likes, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
I think that a lot of the experiences of women on the right get a bit trivialized because there is a lot of politicizing of sexual assault. So when something legitimately happens on our side of the table and someone tries to speak up about it, there's almost an automatic disbelief. And I understand why. It's because of the believe all women type of stuff that...
Yes, not only that, it's because a lot of women have lied. A lot of women have lied. That's really what it is.
That came out of the Me Too movement, that a lot of us were like, wait a minute. No, people do use these situations for gain. People do make things up. People do lie. But it is sad to watch it happen. It makes me sad that we're here.
Jordan?
I feel like there'll never be a post-Me Too because at the heart of it, Me Too is just...
All right. Let's see if Peter Griffin can make any sense here.
The phrase, the spirit of what Me Too represented will always be relevant, and that is that you are empowering individual women to advocate for themselves and speak out when they feel like they're being wrong. Ideally, you're just trying to be the most transparent and self-accountable person you can be, and you need to hit all of those fronts if you want it to last on a cultural level.
How about beauty standards?
Boy, here we go. Here we go. Beauty standards. Here we go.
About this got brought up at the beginning. How does that tie into femininity?
Sorry, I'm very.
Did she say femininity? Hold up.
Very in
all of those fronts if you want it to last on a cultural level.
How about beauty standards? We talked a little bit about this. This got brought up at the beginning. How does that tie into femininity?
Oh, we got another one for the soundboard. A grenade. Yes, sir. Femininity. Yes, we got another one for the soundboard. Let's mark it down. 34 minutes and 31. 31. Femininity. Like the other girl said, feminine.
Sorry, I'm very into this idea because I do think it is one of the larger intersections that just doesn't get very discussed.
This gets discussed literally all the time.
Which is, like I was talking about before, barriers and friction are placed up around bodies. And the fatter I get, the older I get, the less people will listen to me, the less value I will have for society.
Well, sweetheart, you can blame the American culture for that. Y'all. Right? You can blame American culture for that because in other cultures, old people, elders, they are revered. They're taken care of by their families.
So, I'm already starting out as a woman with no legs. If I had something on my face, I have my beauty. That's one of my privileges. I have my whiteness. That's one of my privileges. I used to have thinness, and now I'm getting fatter. Things are changing. And I think every single time that we talk about feminism, pretty privilege should be discussed because we have these ideas. If your skin tone is this, if your hair is this, if your body looks like that, it's about whether or not you are given an equal opportunity based on what you look like.
Yeah, sweetheart. Look, man. Look, the world, again, does not owe you an apology. The world doesn't owe you an apology. There are ugly girls born every minute of every day. There are ugly girls born every minute of every day. Girls who are ugly, girls who are not so easy on the eyes, they got a tough life. They do. They got a tough life. They absolutely do. There is no doubt about it. But life isn't fair. It sucks that she was born without legs, but life isn't fair. I don't know what that has anything to do. I don't know what that has to do with feminism. She's just upset. I think, look, Lena Dunham is actually like the real Lena Dunham in that she just doesn't like pretty white girls. She hates them. She hates them. She hates pretty white girls who are conservative. That's it. She hates pretty white girls because she is overweight. She hates pretty white girls because she is overweight and combative. Right?
I think a lot of times the women that complain about beauty standards don't complain about them when they got privilege, when they were young and attractive and thin.
Oh! Woo! Oh, yeah. There it is. Everybody complains about beauty standards. The only people that complain about beauty standards are ugly people. Overweight people. The only people that complain about beauty standards are ugly and overweight people. Let's just keep it a stack. And that's what Pearl just said.
So it's like, yeah, you're complaining when the privilege is gone, but privilege is invisible to those who have it, and women, it's a privilege. And
wow, privilege is invisible to those who have it.
Men don't turn 18 and get looks that we get.
As a Black woman, one of the most integral parts of the beauty conversation
Here we go.
has been colorism.
I'm sorry. Here's the deal. Stacey Abrams looks like she would be half decent looking if she weren't overweight. So what is she talking about? What is she talking about? If she were at a healthy weight, Stacey Abrams would be an attractive woman.
Dark-skinned Black woman, proud of it and proud of being myself.
I'm sorry, did she just call herself a dark-skinned Black woman? She looks pretty light-skinned to me.
For the most part, I did not.
I don't know, I guess she could be dark. I guess she could be dark-skinned. Maybe it's the camera lens.
Why am I going to cry about this?
Oh my God. Here we go.
I did not grow up thinking I was beautiful because I was that. And I think in the black space, we have these conversations, but I think I'm glad I bring it up because I think feminists actually really should be part of the colorism topic because colorism is not just shades within being Black. It's shades because they're, again.
I don't know what colorism has to do with feminism. But that is one thing I've never understood about the Black community. I've never understood this whole colorism thing. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, there are hot light-skinned women and there are hot dark-skinned women. I don't get it. Neesduts 3112 says, adults understand what constitutes consent. Women's consent is dependent on if she finds said man just as attractive the next day, hence regret. There it is. There it is.
The beauty standard is the closer to whiteness you are, the more beautiful you are. I think it's something that if more people in different shades, particularly white women, because of knowing that standard, and we work together on that, then we have a lot, I think, something we can unify on, but also
work together on that? Sweetheart, I don't know that you know this, but white women don't give a fuck about y'all's problems. No, they don't. Lena Dunham doesn't give a fuck about your problems. Michael Rapino doesn't give a fuck about your problems. Peter Griffin doesn't give a fuck about your problems. Pearl doesn't give a fuck about your problems, and neither does Sydney. They don't give a fuck about your problems. And because they don't give a fuck about your problems, there was a video I did a long time ago. I think it was like episode 71. Black people need to stop expecting white people to care about our problems. White people need to stop requiring white people to care about our problems. White people don't give a fuck about black people's problems. Black people damn sure don't give a fuck about white people's problems. And so on and so forth. Women don't give a fuck about male problems. Women don't give a fuck men don't give a fuck about female problems. Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about you but you. If you have a problem with it, then you do something about it. Asking Becky to team up with you and help vanquish colorism, that's not something that's gonna happen. Sorry.
Also something that we can make strides in right now that I'm just not seeing, and it's only, again, that's why people feel like you have to be a Black feminist, because it's a topic that only really Black feminists are talking.
How about this, Ms. Abrams? How about this? How about we lose some weight? Let's start there. Because what she's really getting at is what somebody else said in the chat, is that white girls are taking all the top niggas. All the Beckys. All the top 6% of men, the top 6% of men with non-black women. That means 94% of black men are in relationships or are married to black women. But the reason black women have a problem with black men who date outside their race is because it's the top black men. It's the top black men. That's it. And again, this also goes to the Pareto principle. All the black women are after the same black men. There's this one problem. Not even the top black women are locking down the top black men. If they do, it's rare. I don't make the rules. I simply report them. Julian H. with a $10 super chat says, respect to Pearl and Sydney for rejecting the victim narrative. Me and my sister are black Jamaicans living in the USA for 20 years who succeeded here by rejecting that mindset. Thank you. Thank you. That's one thing Doc Rivers, he's the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Doc Rivers, when he was a kid, he grew up around racism. But his mother and father, the one thing that they said in response to racism, they said, we will never be the victim. We are not going to be the victim. We are not going to be the victim. Cigarman85 with the $5 super chat says, and who told you that's the beauty standards? You dye your hair blonde. That's a good point.
Talking about, because it deals with being black.
How do beauty standards make you feel?
Oh my God.
Morris?
Triggered.
I mean, kind of what you're saying, Antonia, as a black Latina woman in my community, right? Like, I grew up and I was ugly, right? Like, that's what I was considered. I was not considered beautiful. Of feeling ugly, but also being told I was, right, had a lot to do with what is believed in my community, right?
Yeah, boo fucking who? Boo fucking who? So you were born ugly. You can't control being born ugly, but you can control your weight. And the reason you are unattractive has nothing to do with your skin tone, sweetheart. Myron says it all the time. You control every single morsel that goes into your body. Every single one. If you are a fat ass, that's your fault. That's not beauty standards' fault.
Like, colorism is one of them. And so to say
Are you kidding me? So Stacey Abrams brings up colorism, and now Valderrama's going to bring up colorism?
I'm going to redefine beauty for myself and to say I own myself and I get to decide what's beautiful.
Hey, go on, girl. Go on, girl. Hey, look. I ain't mad at that. Define that beauty, baby girl. If you think you're beautiful, call yourself beautiful. Call yourself beautiful. Am I going to fuck with you? Oh, hell no. No, because men, we define what's beautiful and what's not. You don't get to call yourself a 10. The market decides.
Right, and I get to decide what I want to wear and how I want to wear it. And I don't need to, right, it's almost a repelling, right? Like, I'm like, no, you know what? I am beautiful. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to feel myself, because if no one else is going to feel me, it's on me to feel me too.
Oh, my God. Is this one of these bitches that walks, is this one of these fat bitches? Is this one of these fat bitches that walks around in a midriff? Is this one of these fat bitches we see on People of Walmart?
I gotta say, though, I did grow up being referred to as very beautiful for a woman with a disability, and that, to me, always fed this...
Oh, here we go. She just had to tell everybody that someone called her pretty.
Idea that disability doesn't mean beautiful. I am in some form of exceptionalism, which I then had to keep up with forever. So it's like, I got this thought as I started to age, like, you can have no legs, but you better not fucking get fat. And so this idea that, like, there are certain people who are beautiful and certain people who aren't, and that inherently holds value is, I think...
It's, yeah, listen, man, attractive people, yeah, Ice Dragon Kid says she grew up being lied to, too. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Think, you know, find it in yourself, yes, and...
Jordan?
Beauty standards are toxic bullshit hierarchical nonsense. And I say that as someone who has spent over a year collectively of my life in eating disorder institutions, because I have tried to put my body through hellish things to meet these beauty standards, which more often than not...
Oh, I'm sorry. So diet and exercise is hellish? Diet and exercise is torture, you say?
Are not based in reality. They're typically trends.
So beauty standards are not based in reality.
They're created to push things. They're extremely useful for marketing, but they don't serve anyone's health. They don't serve anyone's self-esteem.
Wait, beauty standards don't serve anyone's health? Sure they do. Sure they do. If you are fat and you lose weight, you are healthier. If you are fat and you lose weight, you are healthier. Healthier people tend to be thinner.
They only act to try and tell us that there's a allegedly right way to have a body. And if you don't occupy that space and have that body, then you're a piece of shit, which is absolute.
Nobody says these people are a piece of shit. We don't look. No, I don't call overweight people pieces of shit. I call them lazy. I call them entitled. I call them unmotivated. But I don't think I don't call overweight people a piece of shit. Like, that's crazy.
Nonsense. And there are way too many women and men in the world who end up doing terrible things to themselves because they fall into this trap of thinking that you have to be this way. And if you aren't
doing terrible things to themselves, diet and exercise is terrible for you. See, the terrible things he's talking about are the extreme things that people try to do to lose weight. The terrible things that he is talking about are the shortcuts. They are the shortcuts. Yeah, of course they're terrible. They're shortcuts. They're shortcuts. That's why they're terrible. Diet and exercise is not terrible. Clark Mike, $5 super chat says, how do height standards make you feel? How do income standards make you feel? How do status symbols make you feel? Wow. Dude, Clark Mike is in here dropping bars. Clark Mike is in here dropping bars. Dude, women bitch and moan all the time about beauty standards, but we're not bitching about height standards. We're not bitching about status standards. We're not bitching about income standards. These are, like, women are attracted to men who are taller, who make more money, and have more status. It is what it is. It is what it is. If you are taller, you have more status, and you have more money, you are going to have more options than women. There's nothing unfair about that. That's just the way it is.
This way, then there's something inherently wrong at your core, which is nonsense.
No, that isn't nonsense. Something inherently wrong in your core is that you're lazy.
Perfect the way you are.
Basil Denson with the $2 super chat says, is the one in the red dress a man?
Yep. That's literally the core of it. You are perfect the way you are. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is feeding into this industry and is just, they are not your friend or looking out for you.
Oh, so if I encourage my friend... Oh, okay. So Myron and Fresh making fun of Mo for being fat. They're not being his friend? Because Mo has lost 85 pounds so far. Mo has lost 85 pounds. Honestly, he probably extended his life by about 5 years with this weight loss.
Layla? Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, beauty in the industry is exploitative. But also we have to remember a lot of the beauty standards are based around health, what's perceived as health, like symmetry.
Thank you.
Certain weights, things like that. So there is that side where we have to balance it, and I think we're seeing so much more representation, which I think is incredibly important.
Well, I just think that, like, if women really cared about beauty standards, like, the obesity rate wouldn't be what it is.
Oh, no! Oh, my God. It's so funny. It's so funny. Every single time Pearl says something, she drops the mic. Every time Pearl says something, she drops the mic. And surprise, 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 look who's triggered. Look who is triggered. Wow. Colonel Sanders, a 16th member for over 3 years, says, I'm tired of these whales injecting copium. Do they inject it with a syringe or maybe a baster? Syringe or baster? Speaking of the one in the red dress, we had a poll. Who wins in a pie eating contest? Peter Griffin or Lena Dunham? 37% of you said Dunham. 62% of you said Griffin. I agree that Peter Griffin would definitely win in a pie eating contest. Let's continue.
But let's try to attain the beauty standards. I just think, like, some people are more attractive, some people are less attractive, and that's just, You know, where would I rate myself 1 to 10?
Like, we're not rating. It's okay.
That's what I mean. Like, I just think like some people are more attractive.
So if you are overweight, you don't care about beauty standards.
Well,
okay, sweetheart, she's not overweight. She's not overweight.
All right. Like the point is that the beauty standard is thin, right?
Your standard?
But obesity comes from men and women, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. But I'm saying if women really wanted to fit the beauty standard, they would be thin.
There you go. Thank you.
I know, from my experience as well, is growing up, again, in a mostly white neighborhood
here we
but
go.
I was always comparing myself
Here
to
we
literally
go.
other people who have a different body
In a white neighborhood,
type, but I wasn't, I was considered other or too.
See, she's being disingenuous here. She wants us to think that she's talking about different body type as in overweight versus thin, right? No, what she's talking about, women are traditionally more curvy, or black women are traditionally more curvy than white women. Traditionally, they are much more curvy. She wasn't curvy. She was fat. She was fat. They didn't make fun of you because you were black. They made fun of you because you were fat.
Do something because it didn't conform to that body type.
There it is. Here we go.
That same body type became popular with Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians.
Oh, no. See? You see what she's doing there? She's trying to, she is sitting here trying, see, do you see how she covered herself? I grew up in an all-white neighborhood. A mostly white neighborhood, went to a mostly white school, right? Because if she had gone to a black school, she wouldn't be able to say this. She wouldn't be able to say this. So she's going to say, well, I didn't get any play. I was a victim because I had bigger hips and bigger breasts. The white guys didn't want me. No, sweetheart. No. They didn't want you because you're overweight. You didn't look like the Kardashians, boo. You never looked like the Kardashians. And listen, the Kardashians are ridiculous. Let's be clear. But at least they're sexually attractive. You see, the Kardashians, the reason why a lot of women hate the Kardashians is because it highlights their own inadequacies in terms of their body type. That's all there is to it. That is all there is to it.
Who are different, right? than me. Let's just say, are different skin color, right?
Here we go.
And
See?
there's a lot of
now she went back to race.
Animosity. In a lot of black communities of the fact that when it was on black skin, it was an issue, but when it was on Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, it was $1 billion business.
Yep. Oh. So she's trying to say that on the Kardashians, it's okay, but on black skin, it's not okay. Nope, it is okay on black skin. Matter of fact, it's more than okay on black skin. You want to know why? Because we have bitches like Lizzo. What about Lizzo? Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion? Anybody? You see that? She's trying to demonize the Kardashians. Well, the reason why the world loves the Kardashians is because they're not black. No, the Kardashians are women of color. They're Armenian. They're not white. Now, they certainly have white sensibilities. But, dude, there are a lot of black women, there are a lot of black people that have lighter skin than the Kardashians. Stop it. Stop it.
Yep. Our time together has almost come to an end.
Oh, boy.
We sort of started talking about feminism, big picture. We're going to try again. Is feminism dead?
I think feminism is alive. And I'm thankful to be a participant and believer of it.
I would say, as far as the West goes, I think that feminism has been cannibalized by other movements like leftism, like transgenderism.
Yes. So I think feminism is very much alive and well. I think it takes different forms depending on who you're talking to, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And as I've defined in the beginning, for me, I use it as a lens. So I don't think I'll ever stop having it
Mandolin,
in my
that older
arsenal,
Comey dorm dot. Yeah, that heart, the actual complacency, and over it was drink like.
Okay, we're done.
I knew whatever he said was not going to make any sense whatsoever, which is why I played the video, what English sounds like to non-English speakers.
I appreciate everybody taking the time. I know this is, it got a little heated at times, but thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Dude, Pearl was like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here.
Can I stand up now? Oh my God. Are we actually really done?
I love arguing.
I don't think I have sat this long in a little chair.
That was wild. I mean, drama.
It was nerve-wracking.
Some of the people on the panel were entirely subsumed in misinformation.
Yes, you among them. Entirely consumed with misinformation. No, sweetheart, just because they don't agree with your opinion on biology doesn't mean they're consumed with misinformation.
I think that...
Yes, Pearl is absolutely a tall glass of water. When Pearl was out here, I took Devin and Pearl to lunch when she was out here. And we went to a Chili's. And when we got in there, I guess school was out that day because there was like a group of high school boys. And I remember when we walked in with her, they turned and looked at Pearl. They could not take their eyes off of her. And so I looked over and I said, she's 5'11", guys, in case you were wondering. Yeah. Dude, Pearl is the first and only woman I have ever met who is that tall. It is incredible. Zabivian, wait a moment, Zabivan? Zabivan? Welcome to Chat Privileges. At Zabivan, to welcome him or her to Chat Privileges. If you would, Zabivan, put your age and location in the chat, and let me also know what the correct pronunciation of your handle is. Let me know what the correct pronunciation of your handle is.
We women need to stick together.
Before I continue, guys, be sure to get your hands on my newest free ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. It is my newest free ebook. If you are in a relationship, long-term or otherwise, or if you are married and you are in a sexless relationship, if your bedroom is dead, the contents of this free ebook will most assuredly break you out of that. You are not going to be sexless for too much longer when you get my ebook. You get my ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. You are going to drastically increase your odds of sexual success. Of that I am certain. JC with a $5 super chat said, I can stand up now, right in the face of Lena Dunham. Yeah, I kind of caught that. Roderick Thomas says, the book is fire. He is in month 1. Very nice. Appreciate that.
and figure out what a woman is.
We were all loud, outspoken women.
Some people are soft.
I hate the idea that we're not supposed to be angry about it. It's okay to be angry about being oppressed.
It was surprising to get tongue policed on camera by a white woman.
I don't know why
tongue policed by a white woman. I swear to God, man.
Everything has to become about me being a white person, as if that somehow circumvents my opinions on issues.
Thank you.
The personal is political, the political is personal.
We need to have more spaces where we have literal political ideologies of different backgrounds.
Feminism is...
That's literally what happens. There are plenty of platforms for different ideologies, except for, as it happens, for the red pill. Yeah, Bink the Buttasai says, Peter Griffin just lied again. Yes, I know.
Is always and has been a hate group.
Feminism isn't dead in America. I think feminism is doing its best.
I'm ready for a glass of wine.
Imagine that. Wow. Holy smokes. I remember when I talked to MLD about this, I said, I'm going to react to the Vice interview. He said it was a shit show. He said it was an absolute shit show. Okay, let us move on to the next part of the podcast. The big girl tried to expose Fresh And I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react to the whole thing because we're already pushing 2 hours on this. So I want to get right to the main event where, yes, Fresh gets real on this whale. Wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry, guys. What celebrity? Oh, there was a twerk off? I'll be damned. Whale wants to argue and expose Fresh. All right, so let's get to this part here.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, yeah, but like, I'm never gonna say
Yo, I
that
still
about
with that shit, man.
I'm too nice. I'm sorry.
She's fucking scared for her life, bro. How niggas gonna carry themselves? I mean, that makes sense. You can carry niggas.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Damn.
I'm a hold in what I got to say for you.
Say it.
You know, I've met you before.
Oh,
Nothing.
here we go.
Happy New Year.
Where? You met who?
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. This looks like the plus-size wannabe Brittany Renner. This woman looks like the plus-size wannabe Brittany Renner. What with her makeup, pink hair. Jen says, oh, God, it's the Watermelon Jolly Rancher. Here we go again with bitches coming on Fresh and Fit. Talking about, I got the tea on you. Do you guys remember a while back? It was a while back where this girl tried to lie on Myron and said that, oh, you know, he invited me up and he like attacked me and he tried to attack me. And I was like, no, don't. She was clearly lying. Like she was a liar. She tried to embarrass Myron and Myron agreed and amplified. He's like, yep, that actually sounds like something I would do. He didn't break any laws. Well, it appears that this is what's going on here with plus-size Brittany Renner. Let's continue.
Fresh, last time I came here.
Oh, yeah. You get on the show.
I'll tell you and you later.
No. Tell us now. Tell us
never.
now.
Oh,
Tell
yo.
us now. Stop that nigga.
Oh, he's saying.
Yo, At wants to talk about it right now.
Hey, tell him now.
Go ahead. What's your critique?
No. You gotta say with your chest now. You can't.
Never. I can't. It's rude. I'm not rude.
That's when you know. This is when you know it's cap. This is when you know it's cap. No, I don't want to embarrass nobody. Bitch, please.
That's my point. Listen, no.
It's a safe place.
I'll say this. We men, so we used to harsh critique. No, I want to hear it.
No. Like the Bugs Bunny? No.
Damn. Now, he's not going to kick you, I promise you.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, here we go. Look, she said, I got the tea on Fresh. Everybody, including Fresh, wants to hear it. And she's like, no, I don't want to say it. So if you have something to say about something you supposedly had dirt or tea on someone, why would you mention it and then tell everybody that you're not going to say anything about it? I'll tell you later. Translation, I'm going to tell you a lie.
Stop the cap.
I'm not worried about that.
Then what was you going to say about it?
I'm not going to say nothing.
Just say it.
No.
Just say it. You say it.
Oh, my God.
Just say it.
All right, look, I'm going to put this down so this could be the last, I'm not saying it.
Damn. Okay.
What is she talking about, bro? Tell us.
I don't know.
I won't tell you.
I can't remember.
I'm telling my
I honestly
friends when we
can't remember.
If you don't remember, then that's a red flag.
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember anything. So y'all gonna clown my dog in private, but won't tell him in public?
That's right. See, there we go. That's it. See?
Wait.
I thought
you was the boss.
Y'all, let's not ponder on this and hold up the podcast.
Okay, plead the fifth, or is it?
I'm pleading the fifth.
You gotta spit it out.
Is it dick little or?
This is some bull, dude. This is some bullshit. She ain't got shit.
Tell me, I want to know. Tell me.
I don't know.
Fresh, is you African or Haitian?
He's none of them.
Oh, Barbados?
Yeah.
I thought you was an African. Oh, I can't tell you. Them Haitians, you know. Yeah, Haitian.
So he not Haitian.
I don't know that about his dick, but I'm gonna tell y'all later. I'm not finna say it. It's rude.
Oh, I don't know nothing about his dick, but I'm about to tell y'all later. Well, let's go. Look, you brought it up. You opened the can of worms. Let's dump him out. What's up?
I think she got you confused for somebody else.
Yeah, wait, y'all fuck?
My sister sat right next to him.
Y'all fuck or something?
Oh.
My sister? Oh, so now it's not her, it's her sister who's not there to substantiate the claims.
Sister? Who's your sister?
A real big booty bitch.
You gotta go back to that podcast.
A real big booty bitch.
This is like
Yeah, my sister butt big as fuck.
A real big booty bitch.
Did I smash?
My sister, she had like a braid. She was sitting right there.
Oh, he couldn't handle it type shit. Wait, put that nigga on blast. Put that nigga on blast, man.
I bet you I put on blast video.
Yo, Ak is like, yo, put that nigga on blast. But see, there she goes. Look, 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 look. She's trying to act like she's telling somebody something. She don't know shit. This is cap.
Put that nigga on blast. Oh, don't
Now press it down.
Just say it.
Pass it down.
Yo, stop whispering on a podcast.
Why
y'all trying to press me?
I'm gonna keep it up with you. If you don't say it, BBC gang for that nigga. Yeah, you gotta say it.
But his dick is not small, y'all. I don't know nothing about that.
Why? You saying it's not small?
That sentence made no sense.
Well, you tell us, is your dick big? Like,
oh my god, dude, is your dick big? That's like asking anyone on Fresh and Fit, are you a virgin? No matter what he says, you're not going to believe it.
They're wondering now.
Tell us what you know.
No.
I think your dick's small.
No, I would never say it. I promise I won't.
I don't know who her sister is.
You can't even pay me to say it. I would not say it.
That's because there's nothing to say. Like, this was a big nothing burger.
Yeah.
That's fine. We don't got it.
Yeah.
You
Y'all
eat
can't
booty?
even pay me to
Hold on.
say it.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
I get $1,000 right now.
Yo, Ak is funny. He's like, yo, put that nigga on blast right now. I gotta know.
Put it on the fucking table, and I would say that shit right now.
Say it.
Put that money on the table.
Yo, Ak is about. Yo, he's about to pay that money.
Bro, she talking about this shit. Nah, man.
How crazy is it?
Nah, the $1,000, that was the offer I couldn't refuse.
I ain't gonna lie, if it's some black shit, I'll be so tight, bro. Just say it.
No, man. No, bro, I got lie, never
Put
mind.
that money on the table.
Y'all wasting time. Tell them they wasting time, right?
She ain't got shit, and she's right. They are chasing. Is that the female Tekashi 6ix9ine? Like, she looks like the female Tekashi 6ix9ine without the face tattoos.
We just gotta move on, bro. It's whack. It's talking smack.
So is that what this was? That's all this was? Guys, like, what else is there?
Can't substantiate it. I think they got confused with somebody else, bro.
Gotta be, but hold on. I think you're mistaken, my boy.
No, I'm not.
What question? She called you African and Haitian.
Yeah,
I asked if he was either or.
Question.
If you knew who Fresh was, you would know he's from Barbados.
Let's talk about dicks.
Question.
So.
Did I smash?
Huh?
Oh, he smashed your friend and did her dirty.
No. I don't know him from a can of paint. Only know him from this show.
Nah, he gave it a one-night treatment. You know,
just
This is a big fucking nothing burger.
You just said that was your sister.
Ridiculous.
I didn't say he fucked her though. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did not.
That's what I'm saying. I said she sat next to
Man,
him.
you're just talking now. All right, what about you? So,
Yeah, she's just
one
talking.
critique you would give her?
I'm honestly not gonna sit here and point out people's flaws. I don't like that.
Yeah, of course not, because girls are not confrontational.
It's just messed
What
up.
number did you
They
give
gonna
her?
kill you like they
It
killed
doesn't
me.
matter.
If you don't do it, I'm gonna expose what you gave her.
Ooh.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, I think she's really pretty. She's not like perfect.
Oh, I like this. I'm gonna expose what you gave her. It sounds like Myron. Did some sort of a secret ballot, type of deal, like rate the girls from 1 to 10, and now Myron uses it then to extort the truth out of them, right? He uses it to extort the truth out of them. He's like, if you don't tell her what she can improve upon, I'm gonna tell her what you rated her. That's what's up.
Or anything, but I'm not. She doesn't have any flaws or anything that I'm gonna point out.
She doesn't have any flaws? Really? She doesn't have any flaws? She has tattoos. She is morbidly obese. She has pink hair. And she looks like Mr. Snuffleupagus. There it is. Women can never be honest with each other, ever.
Well, she clearly does because you rated her a, unless I'm going to say it.
I don't think she has any flaws, honestly.
You gave her a 6. That means she's a bunch of flaws.
Oh,
So, see, I didn't want to do that.
Damn, she gave her a 6.
But see, that's why I keep it hidden until you do some bullshit.
So, dude, that is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, that is awesome. So he does it. See, because he knows that they're not going to give each other the proper rating. sitting right there in front of them. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. He's not going to give, they're not, no. But they'll do it in secret. Oh, very nice.
Being real of how I think she looks, but I don't think she has any imperfections.
So give us one thing that she could improve.
I genuinely don't have one.
Well, she gave her a 6. Clearly, there's something.
A 6 and not an 8.
She's cute. I mean, maybe she like dyed her hair like a different color or
There
something.
you go.
I don't
That
know.
wasn't so hard, was it? All right. We'll go to the couch now. See, if y'all don't tell us, I will expose what you rated the girl.
Ooh.
Now go ahead.
Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good.
Smacka? Yeah, Smacka. What would you tell her one thing that she can improve on?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. Like,
Yeah, please do, because you gave her a number, a certain number.
I know what I get her.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Oh, wait a minute. There's a chapter in here that says much watch. Fresh gets for real on this whale. Oh, okay. So we'll watch the rest of this, and then we'll skip to that. I guess that might be the good part.
You did too. To say it either, but you're not an ugly female. But he said appearance, and I'm not like no OnlyFans person. I'm not a stripper, none of that. So your shirt.
What is with all of these tattoos? Like, dude, this bitch has so many tattoos. She looks like a $1 bill.
Threw me off.
No.
I feel like you could have dressed better. I don't really promote sex, so.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's haram.
That's true.
Haram.
Okay.
Haram.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my friend's brand. I'm supporting it.
Okay. What about you, Miss?
Did he say stop the gap? What the fuck is he talking about? Did he say stop the cap or stop the gap? Oops. I hate when the fucking YouTube controls.
It's preschool teacher.
I feel like I'm not like no OnlyFans person. I'm not a stripper, none of that. So your shirt threw me off.
No.
I feel like you could have dressed better. I don't really promote sex, so.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's
Haram. That's true.
Haram.
Okay.
Haram.
Yes.
Okay.
It's my friend's brand. I'm supporting it.
Okay.
He did say stop the gap. Okay. Maybe Miss.
What about you, Miss preschool teacher? What'd you rate? What would you give Smacka as a critique?
To wear something more fitting to her body.
Okay.
I feel like it's
Too tight? Too big?
it's a little small.
Oh shit.
Oh, the girl next to Fresh has a gap. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Be careful. She might smack you.
Come on, don't do that, because y'all already know how I am. So like.
Oh my god.
All right. Cool. What about you, Miss? I ain't fucking nobody that DMs me.
Let me live.
Stop the cap.
Fuck out of here.
I
ain't fucking nobody that DMs me. Oh, that's cute. As if she has a choice. No, bitch, you can't fuck anybody who DMs you. What the fuck are we doing?
I think you're a beautiful girl. I would just say do something with your hair.
Oh, okay. You don't like that natural hair? What's wrong with it?
Oh shit.
Oh, here we go. Look.
My hair is not the
There goes Nico.
It's cute.
There goes Nico.
And then
we all waiting for
Egypt. I think you gotta go. What'd you give? What was the critique you would give the girl next to you?
You cute. I just don't like the yellow eyeshadows.
Okay.
Oh, see now. Okay, so now they're talking about inconsequential things. Oh, I don't get the eyeshadow. Okay. That ain't nothing.
Yo, that segment is always painful to go through because girls love lying to each other, bro. That's the thing. Y'all rarely hold each other accountable, which is why that exercise is so fantastic. All right, where we at? Chats or?
Okay, very good. So let's go to must watch. Oh, it says must watch. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Fresh gets for real on this whale. This Fresh the
I already gave me a 2. I'm humble. Now I got shit to say for the rest of the night.
No, I'm gonna give you a 4.
Thank you.
Okay, can you tell me now?
No.
What is it? Fresh, don't worry about it. Go.
It's nothing, man.
Hold on.
Chill out.
All right, hold on. She said she was going to tell me. I want to hear it to hear if it's
Nah,
not.
I ain't telling you because you gonna tell him.
See, there it is. It's there. It's nothing.
No.
Look, I want to come back, y'all. I'm not saying nothing.
No.
I want to come back.
Just tell him.
No.
Just tell him.
No, it's just on the reaction. If it's a big
Somebody get Bugs
reaction.
Bunny to say no on this shit, please. I'm not saying this
Why the fuck does she keep talking about Bugs Bunny?
shit. I'm not a rude person like
No, just say
Yeah, but you brought it up though.
it.
Okay.
I feel like it's your dick small. I don't know about that.
Maybe he was thinking.
Well, like, what type of shit does that have to do with it, though?
I heard that.
Y'all not finna be on my ass all night because I said that I had
You heard
him
it.
about
Somebody
him
said
saying I'm
maybe he was
big.
stink.
Who?
I don't know who
Somebody said it on the mic though.
No,
Somebody said maybe he was.
I didn't say that he's saying. I'm thinking that's what you're talking about or saying.
Why you
Oh,
think
that's over
that?
there on the
Who was
couch.
that?
Well, yes, that's the only thing that we can say. That's the only thing that we can think of that would be embarrassing to him. That's why.
That's over there on the couch.
Yeah, I mean,
Please
what's up?
redirect the heat.
Oh,
Please.
go.
She said, please redirect the heat.
I don't need the
This is
pressure.
my boy Fresh.
I'm trying to figure it out. I don't
I'm
need no
just trying to figure it
pressure.
out.
I love Fresh and Fit. I love Fresh, Myron, Academic.
No,
What's your
no.
name? Love all
Do
y'all,
they be
man.
fresh or is
Hold
it
on, let me ask you a
though?
question. Would you let Fresh fuck?
No.
Damn.
Oh.
Stop the cap.
Like, just like offer like a humble, like walk up like, yo, what's up, shawty?
No. Like, based on what you heard, would you let that nigga fuck though?
It's what I heard.
Whatever the fuck you heard.
This is a good question. Dude, I'm going to tell you what, man. DJ Academics, he's very good with his questioning. He has very creative ways of getting the truth out of people. That's a very good question.
Based on what I think? Hell no.
No, based on what you know.
What the thing that I was going to say? No, based on that, no.
Is
No.
either your head full or your dick small? Or you just ain't got the motion
I'm
in the
confused.
ocean?
Like, if you go,
Why is y'all
she's like, just
dragging
say
it? Y'all gotta chill, bro.
Oh, see, the reason why she wants this to stop is because it's literally nothing.
I'm gonna
she didn't say it. She didn't say it.
I'm not
She
finna
said
say,
she
I'm
said she
telling
would never
y'all.
let him fuck just based on what she.
No, cause now I'm curious. Just say it.
No.
Please?
No.
I want to hear that.
Hold on, what is
everybody wants to hear it.
type shit?
I don't know nothing about him, like, personally. Y'all gotta chill, bro.
Well, no.
Hold on, is that
So if it's not personal, then what is it?
Is it something you would tell your homeboy?
Wait, stop. If you're gonna say that, you gotta say it now.
What's wrong with y'all?
No, because
Who
like,
wants to hear negative things about themselves?
I do.
Why?
No, I do. Trust me.
Because
No.
I ain't gonna lie. You see, yo, we got 20,000 people watching. They're gonna make. Hold on, they're gonna make up things now.
No.
They can make it up.
Hold on,
Make
hold
it
on.
up. I don't think he gives a fuck.
Stop.
What they say.
If we didn't fuck, I fuck your friend. Tell me what it is.
Why does the only bad thing about a man is that his sex game's something wrong? Why is that the only bad thing?
Do you see this? So now Fresh is starting to sharp angle her. He's starting to sharp angle her bit by bit by bit. Pretty soon she's not going to have anywhere to go. Baby girl between Miss Gaptooth and Thickney Renner, she looks good. She's a good looking little thing.
Because you can't say it.
No.
Did she lie?
I don't
Say
think
it.
that's true.
You know what, y'all lied. I don't have nothing to say.
Thank you.
Right.
Oh, isn't that funny? See what she just did? She just told the truth, but did it sarcastically. You see that? She just told the truth, but she did it sarcastically to make us think that she wasn't. No, you know what? I just made the whole thing up. I'm just lying. No, that was the truth. That was the truth. But she said it sarcastically so that we still think that she has something, but she's not willing to say it.
It's not.
Who said thank you?
Me.
Who was that?
Me.
Who is me?
Oh,
Oh, the couches.
she got a little something wrong.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
something wrong with that little chihuahua right there.
No, I'm just saying. If you ain't saying that,
I'm not gonna say nothing. They asked me and I said no.
See this? Now girls are calling each other out. Now Dollar Bill is calling her out. She's like, bitch, you ain't got nothing to say. You don't know nothing. Then just say it.
Over and over.
It's just never been brought up then. That's
That's what
There
I'm
it is.
saying,
Thank
like-
you.
Oh, well, who gonna check it? These the owners right here. So y'all shut the fuck up.
Why?
No, seriously though, these the leaders right here. Like if they ain't saying nothing, like,
No.
y'all
Oh, no, there she goes. There she goes. So now the big bitch is going to tell the skinny bitch to shut the fuck up. She's going to try and get violent. Just remember the one with the blicky? Remember the one with the blicky? She was only talking shit to the girl who was literally, 5'2", 110 soaking wet. Right? Pink hair, King Life says, pink hair, don't realize we don't play around with false allegations. No, we do not. No, we do not. We dig and we dig deep. Please believe.
They're gonna make me fucking.
No. Your fat ass is
Say
kissing me
that.
and shit, right? Just say it.
Nobody
Just say it.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yo, did you hear what this nigga just said? Yo, I gotta screenshot this. Look at Myron. Look at Myron. Look at Myron. This is so outside. This is so outside of Fresh. Myron turned around and looked directly at the camera. Oh my God. Wow. Dude, two things just happened on Fresh and Fit for the first time in history. Number one, Fresh called somebody a fat ass. And number two, Myron looked directly at the camera. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Hold on.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, sorry about that. Hold on, let me see if I can rewind this. Okay, why is this not working? Why is this not working? Hang on. There it is. God damn it. I hate it when dude, I hate it when the controls switch from the volume.
No.
Hold up. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, here we go.
Well, who gonna check it? These the owners right here, so y'all shut the fuck up.
Why?
No, seriously though, these the leaders right here. Like if they ain't saying nothing,
No.
Y'all gonna make me fucking.
No. Your fat ass is kissing me and shit, right? Just say it.
Oh, wow. Woo! Holy moly. And now what? Trying to get this. There we go. And now watch Myron. Watch Myron. Myron cannot believe what the fuck just happened. Holy shit.
Been brought up then.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, who gonna check it? These the owners right here, so y'all shut the fuck up.
Why?
No, seriously though, these the leaders right
I'm
here.
getting ready to get the screen grab right here.
No.
Y'all gonna make me fucking.
Your fat ass is kissing me and shit, right? Just say
it.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Yo, Myron looked directly at the camera! Yo, I ain't never seen this.
No.
Oh
your
my!
big broke ass here. Call me out. Just say it.
All right, that's a little bit too much now.
Last time I passed by here, your ass fucking stinks. So just say it.
What the fuck did he just say? Oh my god.
Your ass fucking stinks. So just say it.
Would anybody like to smell?
I don't know if you're weed or what, but you fucking stink, nigga.
Oh, shit!
Actually. You want to smell?
This is too much.
Just say it. Nah, you got it.
Oh, see? Oh, I know what Fresh is doing. I know what Fresh is doing. What Fresh is doing, he's insulting her to piss her off. He's insulting her to piss her off, to force her to say what she knows. Because when people are pissed, people are truthful. When people are pissed, people are truthful. Let's see what happens.
You trying to provoke me now, bro?
No. This is true.
Fat.
Okay, let's just stop.
I'm not.
Oh no.
She already said she want to say let's kill it.
Exactly. Are you not gonna provoke me to say it? You're not gonna make.
Oh, see that? See, she knows what he's trying to do. And the fact that, this is the thing. This is why we know she's lying. Because if she really had something on him saying those things about her would automatically trigger her to have the angry response and tell what she knows. But the fact that she has, as a female, as a women are more impulsive, they're more emotional. The fact that she had the presence of mind and the wherewithal to figure out what Fresh is trying to do, that tells us we know she's lying. We know she's lying. Girls levy personal attacks even when men are being logical. But Fresh has said, yay, you're a big bitch, you're a fat ass bitch, and your pussy stinks, and you're broke. Now what? Anybody else would have been like, oh, okay, you gonna call me that? Well, here's what I'm gonna do.
Hold on. Is it if we didn't fuck, I didn't fuck your friend.
All I said was when he called me fat, he said, he said I eat niggas. That's what he said, right?
You don't want to hear people's opinions about nobody.
But I ain't
People can have their own opinions about anything.
Just say it. I don't really care.
Are you mad now?
No, I just wanted to say it.
No, so you trying to provoke her.
Yeah,
why are you trying to provoke her?
All because I said that I could possibly provoke you back. You provoked me, so I could provoke you back.
Well, then do it. Do it.
Now y'all dragging it. Y'all want to know so bad. Y'all want me to provoke him?
Yo, hold on.
Why?
I just came back from the bathroom and saw this World War III going on.
She ain't got shit.
Everybody felt like they, or maybe some people knew some shit about you, and it felt like maybe that's something that might be affecting people's judgment on you, but they wasn't gonna say it, but it's on their mind, and it's been brought up. We're on a big medium.
Yeah, those 30,000 people watching.
Y'all made your own narrative. All I said was I could provoke him back. He provoked me. He said I eat niggas, and I could carry him literally. He said I could carry my
That
niggas
was me.
literally.
Niggas. No, he said that.
Well, he said I could carry my niggas literally.
Who is that in the back, in the white? Like, who is that?
Because I'm big and strong, apparently. I said, oh, you trying to provoke me? I could provoke you back.
Well, then do it.
And he said, say it. I said no. And it's still no.
Hold on. Wait, no.
After being broke,
She ain't got no. She ain't got
big, to a lot of eyes, pink, clearly.
Nigga, you mean less than 100K a year?
What?
Nah, listen. Rather than go left, like you gotta understand though. Like, play this. If you say you knew what maybe somebody said about me, right? And like, granted, like maybe you could say that in private, but you already brought it up in public. So you got everybody speculating now. Is this dick little? Like, we not even supposed to be talking about a nigga dick right here.
And y'all still wrap it around to what I could possibly say. Because y'all want me to fuss. I'm not gonna fuss.
Like, the mere fact you brought it up, now it's like a
so then what y'all like? What y'all want to do about it?
No,
I'm not finna fucking sit here and try to say anything to piss him off. Like, exactly.
You can't
move on. Thank you. The mature thing to do.
Stop.
I don't get.
Can't piss me off.
Feel him. He want to know.
He doesn't want to get.
What the fuck? Now? What?
No. Also, here's the thing too, right? Because if it also feels like on your side, you're not, because you said I don't want to say it and not get invited back. You probably think that it's probably gonna be something that maybe you're gonna feel a way about. You know what I mean?
I said that I would provoke him back.
Oh my god.
Because he provoked me.
Wait, so you got nothing?
She got
bruh. Y'all not finna make me say
there it is.
this shit, bro.
There it is.
Literally, I'm not finna fucking do this shit.
Again, we got.
That's why I said, what y'all want to do about it? Because I'm not finna say it. So what the fuck?
All right, we're gonna move on.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get the tea just like y'all.
This is bullshit. Yeah, they're calling her bluff.
We got 30,000 people watching. Like I said before, typically, if you're gonna insinuate something, it's best to just say it so the audience knows. Well, it was less than an hour ago, but that's fine.
Yeah, I'll be the same way. If you were like, I heard some women say some stuff about you, and you never bring it up, and I'm on this broadcast, and you say you heard women say some stuff. Now we just want to hear what it is that I could address it. Like, it's fairness for me. Like just let me address it.
It's not a matter of addressing. It's not a rumor.
Yes, it is. Look, see that. Oh, see now here we go. She said it's not a rumor, it's fact. So I know something nobody else knows, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. So why mention it? Yeah, this is all an attention ploy.
So it's not.
It's not a matter of addressing. Yes, it's not a rumor.
So okay, this is.
The fuck you
talking? We're gonna move on.
I'm gonna back
yes, please, like literally.
This is some deep stuff.
Bullshit is bullshit. Y'all dragging it.
Just say it. You're putting dirt on Fresh's name.
We got
whatever y'all want to call it. Whatever y'all want to do about that. Like,
let's get the. It's not some serious shit type shit though. Like,
no,
some joking shit.
Yeah,
that's what we got men in here.
I don't even
and when
care.
it comes to men and women insinuate
shit, conversation
men start thinking, wait, is it like some of the things that could really be detrimental to a guy?
Oh, so now DJ Academics is talking about, yes, there it is. So now here's what Ak is talking about is if you make a statement like that and don't say anything, people start to speculate, right? They start to speculate about something that might be funny and lighthearted to something maybe salacious, his dick size, whatever. Or maybe there was a criminal element involved. Maybe there was a criminal element involved. So that's what Ak is saying. People are going to if they asked her all these questions, is it this, is it that? No. So what else could it be? What else could it be? She said it wasn't a rumor. She said it was a fact. So what else could it be other than something against the law or criminal in nature? And that's what Ak is saying. You can't. Dude, you got 30,000 people watching. You can't just say, I know something about somebody that could possibly embarrass him and then say, no, I'm not going to say anything about it. No. You already put your toe in the water. There is no turning back now unless you're just going to admit, you know what? I was full of shit. I just did it for attention. She ain't got shit, man. This is ridiculous.
Nobody give it unless you gay in here, nobody give a fuck about that nigga dick size and shit like that. But if it's some shit that you're alleging because you said one of your friends or another woman said, bruh, we men, we know how that shit ring.
Thank you.
We need to know.
Thank you.
What type of wave is that on? Is that on some shit that is some cancelable shit?
That's exactly right.
Shit?
There it is.
We wouldn't care if your friend is like, yo, my friend went out with you, you had bad breath. We don't give a fuck. But if it's on some shit like...
It really looks like y'all don't give a fuck. I really could tell how much fucks y'all don't give.
Oh, no. We do now. We do now.
By the way I keep bringing it.
No, I'm moving on. I don't give a fuck. We're moving on. Okay, guys. So we got 20,000 y'all on YouTube, and we got another 10 or 12. I think 12 on Rumble. So I'm gonna read a few more of these.
Jesus Christ, boy. I'll tell you what, man. Well, that is 34 minutes and 24 seconds of my life I will never get back. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Eben Zuer says that this is the equivalent of a false EPAR accusation. Exactly. King Life says Fresh and Fit has seen friends put in jail for false accusations, so they're not finna let this fat bitch speak. Hell no. No, sir. Yeah, she's got nothing, dude. This is ridiculous. That was... Ay. Jesus fucking Christ. Guys, be sure to pick up my newest ebook, Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. It is absolutely free. Go to tsracademy.com/free/ The link is in the description. Dead Bedroom, The Cure for a Sexless Relationship. If you are in a sexless relationship or you're not having as much sex as you would like in your own relationship, go to tsracademy.com/free/ plug in your very best email, and the book will be yours immediately. The book will be yours immediately. Fantastic episode. I am so glad. I am so happy to be getting my vocal stamina back. To be able to... yeah, Roderick Thomas says you pull no punches on that book. No, I do not. No, I absolutely do not. It is a must-read. Trust me, it is a must-read. It is a must-read. Fantastic episode today, guys. The Vice interview was just absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, for those of you who are joining us late, MLD and I will be in Miami together next week. We're going to be there, I think, on just about exactly the same days. We are going to be doing the Saucecast together on the 12th, and we'll probably do Fresh and Fit after hours a few times. Who knows? We'll see. I've also got some collaborations that I'm going to do down there. Hopefully, I can meet up with Shake and have a beer, with him. But you guys know how that goes, just to see how he's doing. Zabivin says Don Womany's episodes are on point. Yes, you better believe it. That is going to do it for this, the 915th edition of TSR Live. Many thanks to you guys for your super chats, your support. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, lead the way. I follow. No need to say. No, where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the end. nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.